And a very good early afternoon to you. I'm Tyler Peterson, and welcome to today's broadcast of Vibes Baseball live on YouTube. It's a Wednesday matinee live from UC Health Park, preparing for the first of 6 games against the Billings Mustangs. It's the last time all year we'll face a Northern Division opponent. The Mustangs are in town for 6 starting today. Well, good early returns from this new Vibes team. They went 4-1 in their previous series against the Northern Colorado Owls. 4 wins that really, when you look at the final box scores, games we have not seen this year, close games. The last game, in fact, of that doubleheader on Sunday, a 3-2 win, Mike Annone with the walk-off hit. So we'll welcome the Mustangs to town. And really, this is the first true test. The Mustangs are a very good team. They come in at 15-13, but 8 of those 13 losses are against the Missoula Paddleheads. So they're 15-5 against the rest of the league. So for Rocky Mountain, a good litmus test to see just how good this team can be. It's game 29 of the season. We'll have lineups and first pitch, and I'll be joined once again by Aaron Griffith for the start of this game after this short break. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back inside UC Health Park. Tyler Peterson and Aaron Griffith with you. Our assistant general manager is back for more in the broadcast booth.
You couldn't keep me away, Tyler. It was a pleasure on Sunday, and I'm happy to be back.
Not only couldn't I keep you away, but I begged outside your door to please come back on.
Yes. I thought it was the many office dogs scratching at my door, but it was, in fact, Tyler Peterson himself. So.
Well, with today's starting lineups for Jim Riggleman's Billings Mustangs, here's Aaron Griffith.
Yeah, Jim Riggleman, that's a good name to throw around, right, especially in Pioneer League. Jim's a good guy. I spoke with him this morning. But anyway, Jim's lineup today reads as follows. He's got Cruz Taylor leading off in right field. Jordan Hovey will play second and bat second. Jalen Garcia is batting third, playing center. Jackson Raper is hitting cleanup, playing third base. Gabe Wirtz is at first. He bats fifth. Brian Pereira, the catcher, bats sixth. Jacob Klein, DH, in the 7-hole. Jordan Barth is at short. He bats eighth. And Mitch Piatnik fills out the lineup, in left field. Sean Kiley is on the mound for Billings. Tyler, what do you got on Sean Kiley today?
Pretty good year so far for Sean Kiley. He's 5'11", 185. He comes in with an ERA of 2.30 in 15 2/3 innings. That's 6 appearances and 2 starts. He has a record of 1-0. So we are going to get some of Billings' best today. In fact, their best ERA leader as far as, unqualified or qualified, he's actually the best ERA leader with 2.30. This Billings team, not only do they have the most home runs in the league with 38, but they have the second best ERA at 5.74. So as we said, this will be a good early test for this Vibes team.
Yeah, and as you mentioned on the top, it's very interesting to see it. They're 15-5 outside of Missoula. This is a very quality team. I spoke with Jim pregame this morning. He's a little concerned about their pitching. They haven't gotten great pitching over this last stretch of 6-10 games or so. But to your point, Tyler, they're going to hit, and they're going to hit well.
Well, they just got off a scheduled 7-game homestand against the Boise Hawks, in which they took 4 of those 7. They went 4-3 against the Hawks, which does help out the vibes as well, so we appreciate that.
Yeah.
We are going to take one last break. We'll come back with the Vibes starting lineup after this short break, and it'll be Cliff Cage bringing us in. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, this is Brett Irwin. You're watching Vibes Baseball.
Thank you, Brett. Just about ready to go here from UC Health Park. Tyler Peterson alongside Aaron Griffith and Cliff Cage, our master of ceremonies, down on the field. Game 29 of the season, and we'll send it down to Cliff for the starting lineups.
UC Health Park, it's game time! Let's meet your Rocky Mountain Vibes starting lineup. Number 16 in the right field, Gio Diaz. Number 19 in the center field, Cesar Lopez. Number 28, your designated hitter, Ulysses Cantu. Number 18 at the second base, Andrew Hansen. Number 14 in the left field, Ethan Lopez. Number 27 at the first base, Mike unknown. Number 7 at the shortstop, Joseph Encarnacion. Number 41, your catcher, Luis Navarro. Number 25 at the third base, Brandon Porres. And your starting pitcher, number 31, Brett Irwin.
Well, I've never had to turn something down to -60 on my panel before, but Cliff Cage always brings the energy. So now we are going to send it down to the field for the national anthem, where Naheem Sanders will sing the Star Spangled Banner. Naheem Sanders with some soul there. That was very well done.
Yeah, one of the better ones that we've seen so far. That was great. That was great. All right, Tyler, let's get this game rolling here. Let's talk about Brett Irwin. He's our starter for this afternoon's ball game, and Brett has been kind of named as the ace of this new look Vibes. Brett, a seasoned pitcher, which is kind of a rare thing for this league. He was a 4-year starter at UC Davis before transferring over to the University of Maine, which is where the Vibes acquired him out of free agency. In his first start, he went on Tuesday against Northern Colorado of last week. He threw 4 innings, 2 runs, both earned, 3 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts for Irwin, again in his first Vibe start.
The defense behind Irwin, it's Ethan Lopez in left, Cesar Lopez in center, and Gio Diaz in right. Around the diamond from third to first, it's Perez, Encarnacion, Hansen, and Mike Anone. Behind the plate, for his second straight start, Luis Navarro, who hit his first home run last game. And on the mound, Irwin. Your umpires for today, it's Gary Chachowski behind home plate, Arturo Belmonte at first, and Jaden Guidry at third. 88 degrees, a few clouds in the sky, but it's a perfect day for baseball.
Mm-hmm. Good day to have a matinee, right? Nice and sunny, nice afternoon, nice and warm. To your point, Tyler, yes, a beautiful and perfect day for baseball today.
And it's Kids Day as well.
It is. It is. Everybody on the broadcast, you'll probably hear some faint muffling of the kiddos in the crowd. We've got good pre-sale today from what I hear from the box office. About 1,500 kiddos should be in the park today, so they'll get loud and get rowdy as things happen this afternoon.
I've already seen most of the employees in a costume of one form or another, either a superhero or video game character. So it is a good vibe around the ballpark altogether.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cruz Taylor leads things off, batting .276. He's got 6 home runs and 15 RBI. Left-handed hitter.
Yeah, I think we can start this broadcast today, Tyler, by talking about this outfield for Billings. A lot of power, as we mentioned, but most of it comes from the outfield. And, you know, it's interesting. Gives me a little bit of a maybe Charlie Blackmon comp of sorts. Good power at the top of that lineup. Hopefully that won't show for him today.
First pitch, a ball at 12:33. Fly ball to left. Over is Ethan. He gives it a look. It's into the grassy berm. It's the first strike of the game.
I had to do a double take there. You said, Ethan, first game in a while that we haven't seen Dominique out there and left. A little bit of a change to Joe Mikulic's lineup here this afternoon.
Well, Dominique has played in every game. This is only the second game where he doesn't have a start. So this is game 29. He's played the previous 28. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 92 from Irwin. And it's a 1-2 count. They're certainly shifting Taylor toward left center. You look at the center fielder, Cesar Lopez. I mean, he has completely vacated center field.
And he's directing that outfield, too. He wants the right fielder. Who's in right today? Gio?
Yep.
Yeah, he wants Gio to shade a little bit that way, too. So, yes, there might be some advanced analytics, perhaps, that they saw that we didn't.
You also figure you might be working a guy outside as well with 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. That's high.
They caught that outer part of the plate. You know, Brett, he's not going to light up the radar gun, but he's a very good pitcher. He is a pitcher. He knows how to work a game. He works quickly, works efficiently. That might be just what these Vibes need this afternoon to get past a tough Billings lineup.
38 home runs, and as you said, 22 of those come from outfielders. This is hit to center. Back is Cesar Lopez. This is carrying Lopez onto the track. He drops it. He dropped that ball. I thought he had it. That's going to be an E8.
God, he was there. He was under it. He tracked it well. Everything was right. The route was right. Like I said, he was camped under it, and then maybe tried to bring that glove down a little too much. Maybe it died there at the end. But, yes, an E8 to start this game, and we can't be having mistakes like that. So the leadoff man reaches on an error from the center fielder, Lopez. The official scorer has come back with that. And that'll bring up Jordan Hovey with a man in scoring position early for Billings. He turns around and hits it in the same place.
Go ahead. Take it. Take the call, Aaron.
We were dealing with some camera difficulties there, but yes, I mean, that's an easy call. I mean, 2 straight right to the same place. That one carried on Lopez a little bit, and it's going to drive in our first run of the game.
Do you know what's funny, though? Ethan Lopez, that spot he took over in left center field, both balls have been hit exactly there.
Mm-hmm. Well, fans are going to have to bear with my voice here for a little bit. Tyler has stepped out to deal with some camera issues. But I'll take you through here as long as I can. We've got Jalen Garcia up now. He's the center fielder for Billings. Big stats on his line. .436, 6 homers, 35 RBIs for Garcia to this point. First pitch is called a strike on the inner part of the plate.
Seems we've lost our high home camera.
That's never good. We didn't want to see that anyway. That was a tough one to watch for all the Vibes fans out there.
We apologize for that. It is a 0-1 count to Mr. Billings, Jalen Garcia. And that's out of play. How about this? You're born in Billings. You go to Montana State Billings, and then you play professionally in Billings.
I'm sensing a trend, and I now understand the Mr. Billings nickname. I was going to inquire about that.
436, 6 home runs, and 35 RBI, an even better start to the season this year than he did last, and he had a great season last year.
It's our first kind of glimpse of the kiddos in the crowd today, if you can hear those chants going on.
1-2 to Garcia. It's 1-0 Mustangs on the RBI double by Jordan Hovey.
An unearned run, to Irwin's credit.
Yep. Swing and a
Good
miss.
pitch. Really good pitch. And that's what I'm talking about with Irwin, Tyler. He is a pitcher. He knows how to work counts. He knows how to work batters, and that is a huge out number one here in this first inning.
So man at second, 1 away. And I did get the pronunciation, just so I put it out there. This is Jackson Raper. And Raper was on the Voyagers last year, so he is a Pioneer League veteran. Batting .303, 4 home runs, 26 driven in.
He's right up on that plate, taking that inside half away from Irwin.
First pitch breaking ball.
He
That's
tries to hit outside, yep.
Irwin goes 4-seam, 2-seam. Cut fastball, changeup, and slider. He's a 5-pitch pitcher. And that's high. Two and 0 to Raper. This inning has gone error, double, strikeout. 1-0 Mustangs. Ground ball towards short. Pass.
Oh,
no!
good play.
What a great stop by Encarnacion.
And he got him.
And he got him.
You're kidding me.
How about that?
You're kidding me.
I had already sent the ball past him.
I mean, you know, snow cone, I think is the term they use. That full extension, great play over at short, and that is Encarnacion's strength for sure, is out in that field. Great play.
Swing and a miss by Gabe Wirtz, the first baseman.
You know, one thing I've noticed early, Tyler, with this new Vibes group is that there's a lot of momentum that swings. You know, that play, it's a great play out in the field, and then Irwin comes right back and just throws a really good
Snap
slider
throw to
past
third,
him.
not quite. How about Navarro? I like the guts there.
Yeah, I mean that plays into it. There's a lot of momentum. You know, we know that we're riding a high. We know this is a big batter to get out of this inning unscathed, and move on. So that's I think one of the bigger changes that we've seen for the better.
Into the stands, 1-2 now to Wirtz, who has 10 home runs.
Here comes that crowd again, Tyler.
Popped up behind first. Who's going to be there? Is it Gio? Is it a known? It's going to be Mike Unknown. There will be no play.
Ball kept kind of drifting on him. Landed almost out in the bullpen. It looked like it was going to be, that no man's land out in shallow right field, but just kept kind of gliding on him there.
One and two to Wirtz. Irwin. A long pause. Got him.
Good pitch.
On the breaking ball, the inning is over. A run on a hit and an error, a man left. We head to the bottom of the first. 1-0 Mustangs. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube.
Hey, this is Giovanni Diaz. You're watching Vibes Baseball.
Welcome back to UC Health Park. Tyler Peterson, Aaron Griffith, Gio Diaz to the plate, Sean Kiley on the mound. As we start the bottom of the first, the defense for the Mustangs, it's Piotnik in left, Garcia in center, Taylor in right. Around the diamond third to first, Raper, Barth, Hovey, Wirtz. Behind the plate, Pereira. On the mound, Sean Kiley. The first pitch to Diaz is taken for strike one. Well, it's a new hitting streak now for Gio Diaz. Kept off the board in game one of a doubleheader, but got one in the second game. So he's got a one-game hitting streak.
Can't have a hitting streak if you don't start with one, Tyler.
Mm-hmm. It all begins with the one. Like the old, is it Major League Two?
Yeah.
We won a game. If we win another, that's
We'll have
two
won
in a row.
Yes.
One more, and that's called a winning streak.
Yes, it is.
1-1 to Diaz. Just a touch inside.
You know, you hear a lot of broadcasters talk about it, are the guys thinking about their streak? Are they worried about, 25 in a row? And, there's some, superstition about you don't say anything during it and all that. And I didn't hear a whisper about Gio Diaz's hitting streak in the clubhouse. So if he goes on another one, don't say a word about it based off what I've witnessed.
I can speak for the broadcast where if you got a hit in a game, we'd just say, hey, that's 16, 17, but not before. It's 2-2 to Diaz. It's a 1-0 Billings lead here in the first. Up the middle, over the head of the second baseman, Hovey, into center field. And, hey.
That's two.
That's two.
I was just going to comment. That's what you call two.
Now Cesar Lopez. How about Hansen and Cesar Lopez? They've both played in 5 games. They're both 9 for 19. They've both scored 7 runs. They've both had 2 doubles. Hansen's driven in 9. Lopez driven in 7. And Lopez hit his first pro home run. So nice start to their professional careers.
Yeah, I think those are numbers that are going to work. And I'm curious to see if Cesar maybe presses a little bit in this at-bat to try and make up for the error.
He swings first pitch. This is out to left, and that's out number 1.
I guess time will tell with that.
So 1 away now for Ulysses Cantu. Cantu, a big series against the Owls. If you look at just the home games at UC Health Park, a grand slam back on Friday. It was the first grand slam for the Vibes this season, and then in that 3-2 win, he had 2 RBI singles.
Yeah, the way the lineup is composed, you have your big hitters. Yuli counts as 1.
There goes Diaz. The throw is on the money, but late.
It's a pretty traditional lineup. You have your table setters in Diaz and Lopez. You have your big hitters in Cantu. Usually Hernandez is in the mix there, and then you get some timely hitting from the bottom. So, Cantu is labeled as one of those big power guys, and he's in the middle of the lineup for a reason here.
First pitch to Ulysses. Swung on, hit to short. Diaz is going to head back to second. The throw on to first is in time. Two away on the 6-3 ground out, and here is the aforementioned Andrew Hansen. 2 away in the first if you're just joining us. I know it was an early start. RBI double from Jordan Hovey in the top of the first has the Mustangs up 1-0 early. Strike 1 to Hansen. Hansen from Burnsville, Minnesota, formerly coached by our press box manager Jake Bear in travel ball.
Yeah, isn't that a coincidence, a small world?
Nice take on the breaking ball, 1-1. That is a tough take.
I want to speak on Kiley for a moment. We haven't really touched on him aside from the start of the broadcast, but he's an interesting one where he had really good numbers out of the bullpen, and due to some injuries, I think, some transactions for Billings. He's kind of getting thrust into a starting role, and we talk about it a lot where it's hard. It's hard to go from the bullpen to a starter, and I feel like sometimes the audience doesn't truly appreciate that. But last outing, 81 pitches. That's
Line drive into the glove of the third baseman, Raper. The inning is over.
not a terribly long start, but we'll pick it up when we come back. How about that?
We head to the second. It's 1-0 Mustangs. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube.
There we go. Let's keep it going, Vibe fans. Hey, guys. There we go.
Top of the second, Tyler Peterson and Aaron Griffith with you. Brian Pereira, Jacob Klein, and Jordan Barth to face Brett Irwin. Love to hear those kids screaming for Toasty.
Yeah, some T-shirts making their way into the crowd. I think that gets anybody excited, but especially kids.
Brian Pereira is the catcher, batting .237, 3 home runs, 15 RBI. Hits this to right. Diaz back to the track, in front of the track, underneath it for the first out. We've got some pretty good loft today to some of these fly balls.
Yeah. They're kind of dying again, though, and we talked about that on Sunday. Sunday there was an excuse. We had some rain and, some moisture in the air, but today it's interesting to see them kind of do the same thing. Maybe the wind in play a little bit today, but something to watch.
Strike one called to Jacob Klein, the DH. Batting .478. And there's strike two.
How about Irwin? Good last inning. Got in trouble. Not really his fault, and limited the damage. 2 big strikeouts, and he's going right back to work again here in this inning.
The 2-1. Fouled back, 2-2. Apologies for our high home camera. It's struggling, but tried to have it connect today. We didn't have it at all last week. We thought we had it before the game started, but unfortunately it looks like it is just not cooperating, so we are going to be without that camera for the rest of the ball game. A 1-2 count to Klein. Fouled back again.
It's 3 straight foul balls from Klein. He's on him. It's going to take a really good pitch from Irwin to get something past him.
Swing and a miss.
A really good pitch like that.
On cue. 2 outs.
3 early strikeouts for Irwin. He looks sharp this afternoon, and,
you know,
as we keep alluding to, he's going to have to be against this tough lineup today.
Now Jordan Barth. No relation to the animal from Spaceballs.
You're full of references in that head of yours, aren't you?
First pitch is swung on, fouled away. B-A-R-T-H, Barth. He is the Billings shortstop. Again, we said it earlier, but the last time we will see a Northern Division opponent is this series. Barth popped up toward the Vibes dugout. Is that going to stay in play? Irwin's going to give it a shot, and whoa, he goes into the dugout railing, but the ball goes into the first row of the stands.
I think if the gate was open, he would have jumped right up into the stands and caught it if he could.
You'd like to see the effort from the pitcher, but, I mean, he was full speed by the time he hit the warning track, which is dangerous.
You know, that's maybe an interesting amendum to the banana ball down in Savannah, if you're familiar. You know, if a fan catches it and in the stands, it's an out. But how about if the player can get over into the stands fast enough? Can we maybe add that rule?
0-2. Ground ball toward Hansen. And this will be the third out of the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Brett Irwin. We head to the second. It's 1-0 Mustangs. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the second, it'll be Ethan Lopez, Mike Annone, and Joseph Encarnacion to face Sean Kiley. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Tyler Peterson and Vibes Assistant General Manager Aaron Griffith with you. Ethan Lopez getting his first start in the outfield. He's playing left today. Only the second time this year Dominique Hernandez has not started a ball game. He takes a fastball inside for ball one.
Ethan, the everyday center fielder after he was acquired via the Pioneer League draft, actually, last year. Lopez and Sergio Macias, two of the heroes of sorts, I suppose, down the stretch for the Vibes. Both acquired at that same draft.
I didn't see either of them as part of the broadcast team for the Idaho Falls Truckers. We played the Vibes 24 times last year. You'd think I would have seen one of the two of them, but must have been late acquisitions.
You know, it's interesting because the agreement with Monclova, you know, guys like Ethan Lopez, guys like Sergio Macias are very valuable to them. They have Hispanic heritage somewhere in their family tree, and that's how the Mexican League kind of works. If you want to play, you have to be somehow, some way related to a Hispanic ancestor. And so Macias went up pretty quickly thereafter. Ethan stuck around. He got banged up a little bit, but it's just really interesting to look at that dynamic with Monclova over these past couple of years.
It's 2-2. Now it's 3-2. Well, the Vibes had a leadoff man on in the first, got him to second, could not bring him in. Lopez in 3 games, he's got 3 RBI. payoff pitch. Lopez, a ground ball down third, backhanded by Raper. Strong throw to first. In time. Did he stay on the bag? He did, and that's a nice play between Raper and the first baseman, Werps. 1 out.
So the pattern of good defense I see is continuing. We alluded to that in the broadcast on Sunday if you were with us, but very good pattern of really good defense here over this past week or two, and no shortage of it here early today.
Especially at third base as well. We specifically called out the good defense at third. Now Mike Annone, who played hero ball, not once but a few times. Had a 5 RBI game and then had a walk-off hit in another. High for ball 1.
And we started talking about Kiley a little bit last inning, and I sold him short a little bit. He was a starter in the Pecos League, actually, in 2019, and then went up to the Portland Mavericks. So he would have been a teammate with Tommy Caulfield and Garrett Alvarez, during that time. But, again, to my poor preparation for today's broadcast, he has started before, but still, it's not easy going back and forth like he has done this year and done very well for Billings.
Popped up and out of play. But to your point, Aaron, really, when you are a reliever, you are not, physically, you're not ready for 80 pitches, 90 pitches. You have to build yourself up over multiple starts.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of that with this very Vibes team early in the year. We had some middle relievers having to throw 60, 70, 80 pitches just to get out of trouble. And, yes, to your point, there is some physical, hardships that make that difficult. But I think more so than anything, it's mental. You have to get through a lineup 3 times. You have to face a guy more than once. If you give up a double, you are going to see him again. So a lot of it is mental as well as the physical aspect.
The 0-2. Again, foul back. 3 straight foul balls off the bat of Annone. And when you look at statistics, I mean, you can take any pitcher and it'll always basically tell the same story. First time through the lineup, maybe batting about, 200. Next time through the lineup, maybe about 250. But that third time through the lineup, it gets up to maybe 330, 340.
Yeah. Mike Garcia's adamant about that, pitching coach for the Vibes. Oh, catch that, Tyler.
Just above our broadcast booth.
Shame on you. You didn't bring your glove today.
I know. Listen, it's sitting in the closet in the apartment. I think I should just keep it here in the booth.
No, but, it's no secret that the third time is the hardest, and Mike is very adamant to our pitchers about making sure that you approach at-bats. Oh.
A long way, but foul. Very foul.
He's very adamant about pitchers treating at-bats differently, managing games like we alluded to about Irwin, to make sure that third time through the lineup isn't as bad. I mean, you're going to give up hits that third time through the lineup, but as long as you can limit them and make sure the damage isn't as bad, that's how you're going to win some ball games.
Another 0-2 to Annone. And again, he fouls it off. So quite the battle right now between Mike Annone and Sean Kiley. Just 1 hit apiece for each of these teams. It's 1-0 Mustangs. 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 2. They've got a slight shift on Annone, the second baseman in the outfield grass. And he hits this to left, and this will work for Mike Annone. It's a single in front of the left fielder, Piatnik. It's a 1-out base runner.
He just keeps on hitting, doesn't he? He, we talked about it Sunday as well. Mike not happy about being released from Northern Colorado, and there's some attitude, some energy to his game here early on in his Vibes tenure.
And you know what? He's not trying to do too much. A 2-run single, he hit to left, the game-winning hit, right up the middle. There, he took what the pitcher gave him and sent it to left.
Yeah, Mike's a big guy. He hits the weight room fairly often, and it's easy for guys like that to get in your own head, start swinging really hard, but Mike's done a really good job of staying within himself and to your point, getting those big hits when he needs them.
Here's Joseph Encarnacion. Batting .286. That's 2 hits and 7 at-bats.
Is it too early to call Joseph a defensive wizard?
No, that was the scouting report on him.
Yeah. If you missed it, made an incredible play at short last inning.
And if you missed it, you can, during the break, go back to the first inning on YouTube and watch it. That swing, not his best. It's strike 2. The first of 6 against the Mustangs, including 2 fireworks nights. One on Friday, one on the 4th of July. Mike Annone, he dove back, but really what he did was he sort of just moved his hand back. He did not have much of a lead at all. He didn't really have to even move his feet to touch first base. The 1-2. And an excellent take from Encarnacion, 2-2.
Yeah, that's a big league take right there. And he's got some experience with it. He's either the cousin or the nephew of Edwin Encarnacion, longtime first baseman DH in the Bigs.
Out of play by Encarnacion. My question now is, Aaron, is this considered a run appearance for you, or is this?
Oh,
Are we adding this to the employee contest, or is this more of a special appearance?
well, let's wait and see. I'm already down 1 today, so my early instinct tells me not to count it.
Popped up by the dugout, out of play. Well, they're certainly making Kiley work in this inning. He's up to 32 pitches now 33.
And that's good. I'm curious to know if that was in Joe Mikulic's kind of pregame, pep talk, scouting report, whatever. We just talked about it. 81 pitches. It's a season high for Kiley, and even though he has started, it's gonna take him a few games to work back up to a starting pitcher's workload.
Short lead for Annone. Encarnacion takes high, 3-2. Well, let's see how aggressive Joe Mikulic wants to be. It's a 3-2 count. Mike Annone has not attempted a stolen base this year. Do you run with 1 out? Kiley's set. Annone dives back. Certainly the Mustangs are thinking about it. Jim Riggleman's been around a couple different blocks, including a few in the big leagues.
He's been around cities. Jim's a great guy. I've spoken with Jim a time or two.
There goes Annone. It's fouled back. Out of play.
I'm sure to the audience and to many of us here, too, the question is, why is he here? Why is he in the Pioneer League? He's a tenured big league manager. He's been around the game for years. And, I spoke with Joe Mikulic this morning, and he told me the same thing. He asked why, and Jim's response was, I love the game. He's never going to get out of it unless he's forced out, and this is a great way for him to continue that managerial career.
Another 3-2. This is popped up, but in play. The second baseman, Hovey, out. Taylor in. Who is it? It's Taylor, who drops the ball. And now he tries to pick it up and throw it to second, and it's going to be an out. That's a 9-6 out, no error. That's a fielder's choice.
It's one of those plays that the box score doesn't exactly tell the whole story.
And it's unfortunate for Mike. There's nothing you can do.
I know. He did everything right. I mean, you've got 2 guys camped under it. Maybe you take a step off or 2, but even then, Mike's not a speed demon per se.
Luis Navarro takes high. The throw back is not in time as Pereira tried to get Encarnacion off.
I guess if you look at the positives, you've got some speed over there at first now. If you had to trade a runner out, Encarnacion's a good one to be over there. And, maybe with 2 outs, a ball in the gap, that could tie this ball game up.
Navarro hit his first home run last Sunday out of Lubbock Christian University.
College roommate with Armando Valle, battery partner of Armando Valle, who's out in the Vibes bullpen today.
Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled back to the screen. And now it's 0-2. That was the first RBI, first hit, first home run, quite a few different firsts for Navarro. I hope we got that ball back for him. It went right over that Air Academy Federal Credit Union sign.
Good sponsor shot there, Tyler.
We always try to get the sponsor drops.
That was a veteran call right there. I like that.
Ball in the dirt. It's 1-2. 1-0 Mustangs. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. A little bit of an odd inning so far. Not much damage, but a lot of pitches for Sean Kiley.
I was going to say it's a long inning, and time-wise and pitch-wise, it's been stretched out a little farther than again that box score kind of shows.
A lot of time on the mound under the Colorado sun. Navarro out of play. On deck is Brandon Perez, who sort of has a new position now. He's had a couple starts at third base.
Yeah, when Dave and Joe brought in Encarnacion, they really like him at short, and rightfully so. And Brandon's versatile enough that
Navarro to center, and now Garcia's got to get back. He missed it. He's still going back. He reaches out. He makes a great catch to end the inning.
Lucky break. Good closing speed on that, but bad read. Very bad read up front, but we'll live to tell about it, I suppose.
No runs, a hit, no errors. One man left on base. We head to the third. 1-0 Mustangs. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube.
And what's your name, buddy?
I'm Thomas.
Doing the floss. All right, guys. You guys got 20 seconds to see how many marshmallows you can make inside these buckets. And at the end of that 20 seconds, we'll find our winner. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, Vibe fans, let's count them on in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, keep it going. All right, keep it going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That's it. Good job. All right, let's find out who our winner is. Oh, I think we have our winner. It is Kylie. Good job. You are a big winner. We're getting you hooked up with the prize, all right? Back to you in the press box. Let's go, Vibes.
Welcome back to the ball game. Top of the third inning, and we're switching out front office members. Mitch Piatnik, Cruz Taylor, Joden Hovey to face Brett Irwin. And Piatnik takes ball one. It's Jake Hathaway, our Director of Sales and Hospitality. How you doing, Jake?
Doing great, Tyler. Thanks for having me, man.
Strike one to Piatnik. So there's a lot that goes into sales and hospitality when you're talking about minor league baseball. What's sort of the concise overview of your job?
So to kind of dumb it down, my main responsibility is making sure we get butts into seats pretty much any way possible. Taking a look out here today, we have our Kids Day, which is one of our yearly promotions we do. We got about 1,000 different kids here in the ballpark. So just finding different creative ways to get groups, hospitality revenue, and just getting fans to come out and see some Rocky Mountain Vibes baseball.
That's ball four to Piatnik. A leadoff walk here in the third. I mean, it's great to see, and obviously there's great promotions. There's a lot of kids groups out. There's a lot of outreach, I imagine, in your job. How far do you sort of draw that circle when you think, I'm going to try to target these groups or get these people and we want these people involved?
Yeah, and that's a great question. When I first started here as an intern a couple years ago, one of my old director of sales gave me a piece of advice that kind of stuck with me, and it's that every single group, every single business in Colorado Springs, has revenue and can come out and see a baseball game. So we don't try to target just anybody, but everybody. to come out here. Anything from your office jobs that come out and do an employee picnic, to your school groups that are coming out doing a summer event, to youth daycare camps, to retirement centers, to all kinds of community groups like the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. We try to be a family-friendly resource for everybody, and it really ties into what I do and what Dean McKissick does as well, selling the groups to these different community groups.
And obviously we've got a picnic terrace, these suites. When people are interested in coming to the game, what are those things that really draw them in? What have you seen?
Yeah, we definitely have a big focus on our hospitality here. We are pretty fortunate here in the Pioneer League to have these different hospitality options available for sale that a lot of other teams maybe don't, and it's kind of a smaller league. But we have the banquet hall room that overlooks the field. We can do indoor parties there of 100 to 150. We have the all-you-can-eat picnic terrace buffet. We can groups up to 500 to 1,000 out there for your more laid-back summer picnic. In fact, today, the Space Foundation's out there doing their annual picnic, and they had a whole fun ceremony down on the field beforehand. So we really let the groups come out and really take the day over on their own and make it a fun, employee experience. They want to keep coming back out here.
All right. My next question, do you know about the office competition?
Yes, I'm a little bit familiar with how the team performs while we're being interviewed, and so far not a tremendous start, but it looks like Mr. Irwin's throwing some strikes here, so we like to see that.
Taylor, sharp line drive into the Vibes bullpen, out of play. It's a 2-2 count to Cruz Taylor. Nobody out with Mitch Piotnik at first, thanks to the leadoff walk. 1-0 Mustangs in the top of the third. We're speaking with Jake Hathaway, our Director of Sales and Hospitality, so you got to get some Vibes runs here, Jake.
Yeah, we do. And we got a nice big kids group sitting right out our window here. I'm not sure if the mic's picking up any of that. We got some cheers breaking out here, it looks like, from one of our creative play centers.
Certainly, I think they got the strike him out chant going.
We love the strike him out chant. It's a good thing they got the teams correct.
The 2-2. Line drive, left field, base hits. Credit Taylor there. He just went with the pitch. And it's the first two men on for the Mustangs here in the third. And that'll bring up Jordan Hovey, who brought in the first Mustangs run with a double in the first. You've always been a baseball guy, Jake?
I have, ever since I was a little boy. Big Rockies fan growing up, actually in Wyoming, but spending my summers out here in Denver. So I always grew up with the Rockies, through thick and thin. One of my earliest baseball memories was that 2007 baseball run. My dad taking us out to Coors Field to watch Game 3 of the World Series.
Oh, wow.
I've been a lifelong Rockies fan ever since then.
That would have been 07?
07, yes, sir.
Right.
It's been a little light recently, but, sticking with my Rockies through thick and thin here.
I'm trying to think now. McMahon, Blackman. I'm trying to think of who I know Austin Gomber's there. I mean, who's your best pitcher right now?
I mean, that's kind of a loaded question right now because we don't really have any great pitchers. But Marquez is good, but he's been bad since the All-Star game last year. He's like lost it, can't throw a strike. Chad Kuhl, who we signed as a minor league free agent, has the best ERA on the team, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's that good. Gomber's been through a little bit. I'd probably go Freeland. He's solid.
Oh, Kyle Freeland, of course.
Mid-rotation type guy. He can get you some innings. Pitches well in Denver.
The 1-0 to Taylor. Just a touch outside, 2-0. So Irwin in a little bit of trouble now. He's just allowed the one unearned run. A run on 2 hits, no errors for the Mustangs. The Vibes, no runs on 2 hits and an error.
We need to get you an air conditioning unit in here, man. It is hot. Even with this window down. It's a nice breeze, but, man, you need to get some electricity-powered AC going on here.
They're going to try to pick him off at second. He gets back, does Piatnik. Yeah, see if it's in the budget. I'm all right, but. Well, it's only 88 today, and how hot do these Colorado Springs summers get?
They'll get up there, man. This is definitely one of the hotter ones we've had. And I wish they'd save this weather for Friday. We're supposed to have a huge day out here at the ballpark. And right now we're looking at a little bit of weather in the forecast. But talking to our groundskeeper, Colin, he thinks that it's going to stay away enough that we'll be able to get the game in. So, but we could definitely use this type of weather on Friday for sure.
Irvin sort of aimed that ball above the strike zone. It's 3-0 on Jordan Hovey, and he's got to be careful now. To center.
Come on, get there.
Lopez back. Oh, and he makes an over-the-shoulder catch. Does Ethan Lopez. Runner goes from second to third. And now second base is uncovered, so they're going to watch that. But a little bit of a deke. I thought Cesar, the center fielder, was on it. It was Ethan, the left fielder. And he ends up making a very nice play for a very important out number one.
That was a great catch. Really difficult one. Kind of tough to tell where that ball was going off the bat. But, man, he made a great catch over the shoulder there.
So now Mr. Billings, Jalen Garcia. And out in the inning, runners at first and third. We're talking with Jake Hathaway, our Director of Sales and Hospitality. So a Wyoming kid.
Yes, sir.
Hailing from where in Wyoming?
So I'm from a small little town close to Jackson Hole. It's called Pinedale.
I am a big fan of Jackson Hole,
Oh,
I
yeah?
have to say.
Yeah, I spent many a weekends there growing up, ski racing up in Jackson Hole, going to Jackson Hill Mountain Resort and Snow King.
This is fouled. I stayed at the Snow King Resort one summer when I was in Idaho Falls, but
Oh, that's right, because you were in Idaho Falls. You were right there.
so 2 summers in Idaho Falls, I definitely hit up Jackson more than once. It is really, I mean, that is just some of the most beautiful country within this country.
Absolutely. Great mountain area of the United States. Actually, growing up, we did all of our school shopping in Idaho Falls because it's the closest place that had a Walmart to where I was, over 3 hours away.
Again, Garcia out of play.
But actually, growing up there, we'd always go see Idaho Falls Chuckers game every summer.
Did you really?
Yeah, first professional game I ever saw was in Idaho Falls at the old Chuckers Stadium.
Oh, so there's a greater Elmore connection here then for you.
Yeah, and I had no idea they were an Elmore team until well after my tenure working here. I'm like, no kidding, I know the Chuckers.
0-2 to Jalen Garcia. Swing and a miss.
Nice.
And that's a huge second strikeout for Irwin. That's his 4th.
Love to see it.
So after a leadoff walk and a single, it's a fly out and a strikeout. That'll bring up Jackson Raper. So Irwin really trying to finagle his way out of this. Raper grounded to the shortstop Encarnacion in one of the best plays on the infield by any Vibes player all year.
This Billings lineup, they got some good hitters in it so far. Just looking at their stats, I don't follow them as closely as you guys do, but so far putting together really good at-bats, taking a lot of pitches.
Yeah, this team actually, we were talking about it a little bit earlier when Aaron was in here, but leads the Pioneer League in home runs with 38.
No kidding. 38?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot in only 28 games.
Wow. How many do we have for reference?
It is on my sheet. That's high and away.
Somewhere.
If you open up page 1, which is one more over, you can see it on the left side.
21. Wow. Yeah, and we have a great offense, too.
It's 1-0 to Raper. Foul back, heads up press box. Oh, when it goes into the press box, did it actually go in? Oh, no,
I
it
think
just
it just
missed
went
it.
outside there.
Oh, that close. Wow. 1-1.
Hey, Sheila, over that way.
Irwin to the plate. Breaking ball is high. It's now 3-1. That was the 2-1. That was the 51st pitch by Irwin in this ball game. To right, over is Diaz. He is not going to have a play. It's going to go all the way to the wall. 1 run scores. They're sending Taylor around third. The relay throw is not even going to happen. It's a 2-run double by Jackson Raper. And it's 3-0 Mustangs.
Walks will haunt, Tyler.
What is it about a leadoff walk, Jake, that it always seems to come around to score?
Yeah, especially in this league.
So the first
Really
two,
buckle down here, throw some strikes, get out of this inning before throwing too many more pitches.
the first 2 earned runs on the line of Irwin Now here's Wirtz. This is to right. Over is Diaz.
there.
Into the gap. He
Nice
runs
catch.
it down. And that's the inning. So 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, a man left on base. Jake Hathaway, you gave up 2 runs. Do you want to try to get some back in the bottom half?
I know, we definitely got to get some back. Not my best showing so far.
All right. He'll stick around for another half inning. We'll take a break. Head to the bottom of the third. 3-0 Mustangs.
That's right. It's time to meet our next contestant for the emoji game. Hey, buddy, what is your name, dude?
My name is Remy.
Remy. All right, so here's how you play the game, man. We're going to face this big screen right over here. Some emojis are going to pop up. You have to guess what that movie is. But don't worry, buddy, if you need some help, because these Vibe fans will make sure to help you out, man. Remy, are you ready, buddy?
Yes.
All right, let's see those emojis. Ooh, Remy, what is that movie?
Elsa?
Help him out, Vibe fans. What is it?
Frozen?
Frozen. He heard you guys. He had it right. Is it Frozen? He is correct. Good job, Remy. You are a true emoji expert, man. We're going to get you hooked up with the prize. All right. Let's go, Vibe.
Hey, this is Pedro Fonseca, and you're watching Vibes Baseball.
Welcome back to the bottom of the third inning. Tyler Peterson with another guest. It's Jake Hathaway, our sales and hospitality director. It's Brandon Perez, Gio Diaz, Cesar Lopez. Work to do. The Vibes are down 3-0.
Time to score some runs here.
Jake gave up 2 runs in the top of the third. He's looking to get some back.
Got to get at least back to even here.
Perez to left center. Back is Garcia. This is Caring to the track. He makes the catch.
Oh, the ball had some carry on it. Just didn't quite go far enough there with Perez.
That's back-to-back balls now, one off Navarro and Perez that have both gone to pretty deep parts of center field. And, of course, it's much hotter today. Perez gave that one a pretty good ride. Now Diaz, leadoff hitter. He hit in the first 25 games he played safely. Had a 25-game hitting streak, lost 1. And now he's back up to a 2-game hitting streak. More modest, but hey, you got to start somewhere.
Hope it looks like there is a lost water bottle in one of our kids' groups down there. Hope they get that returned.
Line drive, right field, base hit. 2 hits for Diaz.
A nice piece hitting from Diaz. We'd love to see that.
Such a smooth swing. How the Glacier Range Riders ever let him go out of spring training is beyond me.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm glad they did.
Now Cesar Lopez. Lopez fly to left. Had an error back in the first that I'm sure he wants to make up for with the bat. 3-0 Billings. There, Diaz starts and stops, and it's a strike to Lopez. So I spent a little bit of time in Wyoming. Of course, busted 4 times when I came from Idaho Falls last year.
Yeah, going right through Wyoming, I'm sure, through the Pioneer League.
Oh, yes. A couple stops in Rock Springs.
Yes, very familiar with all Rock Springs. Oh, that's a one-hopper.
Ground ball to the second baseman, Hovey. He goes to first to get out number 2. To second goes Diaz. And it's a runner at second with 2 outs for Ulysses Cantu.
Yeah. Rock Springs was a big place me and my friends would go in high school on the weekends to go hang out in the big city, to give you an idea of kind of what it was like growing up in Wyoming.
There is a Walmart in Rock Springs.
Yes, there is. There's a couple good stores. I have a McDonald's, too, which we're always very excited about.
Wyoming, I do believe, even counting Hawaii and Alaska, is the least populous state in our union?
That is correct. We edge out Alaska by about 50,000 people or so. It's pretty close.
I stayed overnight on my way from California this year in Rawlins, Wyoming, and it did not have much for me, I'll say that.
Yeah, Rollins is a little tough. Really, the whole lower third of the state, driving through it, it's a little tough, not going to lie. But you get up north into the mountains and to some of those nicer areas, and it's pretty similar to Colorado, temperate-wise and geography-wise, maybe a little bit colder. But Wyoming's great, great for outdoors, hiking, fishing, all that kind of fun stuff. A lot more space than Colorado as well, a lot less people.
Inside move back to second. Diaz is back. 2 quick outs in this inning. Can Cantu drive in Diaz from second? A single is all he'll need. That's in the dirt.
Go.
And a wild pitch gets Diaz to third. Well, now there's a couple different ways.
This kid, Kylie, pitching for Billings. He's shoving so far. Really like what I'm seeing from him.
Just scattered 3 hits. A wild pitch now would score a run.
1.96 ERA in the Pioneer League. You don't see many of those around.
You don't see anything under 5 very often. That's high. It's 2-2.
So before the inning ends here, hopefully it keeps going. Did want to give a quick shout out here to my dad,
Yes.
who is listening up in Denver. I just got a text from him. So hi, Dad. Hope everything's going well.
Cantu, a weak ground ball towards short, scooped by Barth to first in time. Well, I'm sorry, Jake, but you're going to have to end the day on a -2.
-2. I think that ties me for last place. We don't like that.
It's UNK tied for last place. It's a scoreless bottom of the third. Thanks for stopping by, Jake.
Thank
Appreciate
you, Tyler. Always fun. I'm looking forward to doing it again sometime.
We head to the fourth. It's 3-0 Mustangs. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube. Welcome back to the ball game. It's the top of the fourth. Brian Pereira grounds one into right field, a base hit. A leadoff single for Pereira. The third time in 4 innings that the Mustangs have their leadoff hitter on. Tyler Peterson bringing this game to you all by myself now. I had a lot of fun with my fellow front office employees. First, Aaron Griffith stopping by, and then Jake Hathaway in for our celebrity third inning. Never know what friends might stop by. This is popped up off the bat of Klein on the infield. Who wants it? It's the somebody who has the ball. It's Mike Anone, the first baseman. A collision with Perez, and Perez is taking a little bit of inventory. Hey, it's 1 out in the inning. Now, Jordan Barth, the shortstop. One out in the inning, and that's low. Irvin has done fairly well so far. 2 earned runs. He's only allowed the 4 hits. It's the Mustangs with the 3-0 lead. There goes the runner. It's hit. Oh, no, fouled. They're going to say that either it hit behind the plate or maybe they're saying it hit Barth. So it's a foul ball. On the move was Pereira. One and one the count. Hit out to right. Diaz over toward the line. Does he have a play? No, it's out of play. Right down the line. It was not fouled by much, but it got over that groundskeeping area. Jordan Barth, well, maybe, let's say 12 feet away from actually getting that one close to the foul pole. One and two. And now, a very, very late time call. Brett Irwin's apt to be a little ticked off about that. Still 1 and 2 to Barth. It's in the dirt. He likes that breaking ball with 2 strikes, does Irwin. Grounded past the second baseman, Hansen, into right field. Diaz up with the ball. And stopping at second is Pereira. 2 hits in the inning. I wonder if we might see a talk with pitching coach Mike Garcia, but he's just going to hang out on his dugout rail. Now Mitch Piotnik. Piotnik, the 9th place hitter. He squares the bunt, pulls it back. It's down low. A little bit of the big league influence there. You can see the manager, Riggleman, bringing out the bunt, trying to get his men into scoring position with 2 outs. He's got a 3-0 lead. Piotnik batting .375 in limited time. Corners are in. Infield back. Try to turn a double play here. That's down the line. A fair ball past Perez. This will score 1. Lopez digs it out. It's going to be a double for Piotnik to third. goes Barth, and now it's 4-0. So all the runs in this game have come on RBI doubles. It was a double for Hovey in the first that brought in 1. Then Raper drove in 2 in the third, and now Piatnik with a double here in the fourth. And now we're going to get a conversation from Mike Garcia. He looks down at the bullpen and is trying to urge his guys to, hey, start warming up a little faster there. Well, for a guy that tried to give himself up on the first pitch, an RBI double is a pretty good end result for Mitch Piatnik. Still 1 out in the inning. And we are now rejoined by Assistant General Manager Aaron Griffith. Well, I can report to you, Aaron, that Jake took a -2.
I was going to say, I heard it was a bad showing for Jake. I heard he was giving you the geography of Wyoming, though, for a little while, so a couple tidbits you may not have heard.
And we're doing a little Wyoming talk.
I can't imagine there's much of it to go around. Cheyenne and Casper, I think, are the only two.
And neither I've been to.
Well, I've been to Cheyenne once, and you're not missing a ton.
I believe the university is in Laramie.
Oh, yes. Right on the border there.
Yep. Well, the infield will come in. It's second and third for Cruz Taylor, the leadoff man. He's scored 2 runs. He's 1 for 2. Swing and a foul.
Jake's a Colorado Mesa product. He has some ties with Grand Junction in more ways than one. He used to work for the club, but a couple guys that have signed this season with Grand Junction he went to school with and knows personally. So,
well, then that's 3 Pioneer League teams he has connections with.
And the other 2 being?
Well, this one here.
Well, okay.
And then he told me on the broadcast last inning how, being from from Jackson Hole, he every summer would go see a Chuckers game when
Is
he was
that
a
right?
kid.
Traitor.
1-1 the count. 2-1 the count. At second is Piatnik. At third is Barth in a 4-0 game. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. I'd have to imagine that maybe 1 or 2 Casper Ghost games in his time in Wyoming.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And that's the one nice thing about not this. That's a base hit to right. That'll score Barth. Piatnik thought about it. The throw's going to come all the way in. And to second,
got him. Ooh,
sliding
close.
in safely, is Cruz Taylor. It's an RBI single. He advances to second on the throw. And now it's 5-0. So they held up Piatnik. He took a big turn around third. Jordan Hovey now stands at the plate. They're trying to see whether Caulfield is ready. He is ready. The change will not be made here, though. That was the kind of ground ball that, had the infield played back, they probably would have had a shot at a play at first, but with the infield pulled in, trying to cut down the run, it got past Hansen too quickly, and now Hovey back to the screen.
A little seeing eye ground ball through there. You know, it's a gift and a curse when you have a starter that throws a lot of strikes. You know, if he's effective and on, which he was the first couple innings, they miss bats, but you know, if you're not careful, eventually those strikes start finding bats, and that's what Irwin seems to be running into here.
Well, these are the Mustangs, and we're going to have an interesting promotional tie-in. It's rodeo nights on Friday.
It is my favorite night of the season.
Some Bulls, some Broncos making an appearance. Of course, the Mustangs. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it in those meetings.
So I just
got away for ball one.
I just got confirmation from Kay. She's our marketing gal. We will have a mechanical bull here in the plaza, and we will have livestock. Is it just livestock or livestock? I don't know. You'll have to
I'll
check
go
me on
live
that one.
livestock.
I'm okay with that. Some bulls, some horses, all sorts of stuff. Perhaps a petting zoo.
Right to Diaz. He's going to go to third. It's a really good throw. It's offline, though. It's going to be a sacrifice fly for Hovey. And that'll push across run number 6.
Good strong throw from Gio out there, though. He hasn't had to have his arm tested too many times, but, maybe has Jim second-guessing, sending some guys around. Or I guess Jim's not even down there at third today, but, maybe just enough to put it in their minds.
I wonder what livestock really encompasses. Is it sort of anything that's out there grazing? I mean, I skipped animal husbandry in college, so.
Well, I think most of us did. But no, we're going to have some live bulls. Of course, you can't have a rodeo without the bulls.
Wait, let me check off animal husbandry on the must-mention sheet. There we
go.
Okay.
Yeah. Was that on your bingo card today?
Right.
A reference there. No, some live bulls. Of course, you can't have the rodeo without bulls, and we'll have some horses running the warning track pregame. Perhaps a mounted color guard that day. So. Really just, livestock that feeds into the narrative of rodeo night, and we'll have at least 9 Mustangs out there at one point.
And then after the game, fireworks.
And fireworks, yes.
Another late timeout, this time by Garcia. It's 6 runs on 7 hits, and surprisingly, Jalen Garcia has not been part of that. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
This Billings series, we've had this circled on the calendar for a long time in the front office. It's a big promo week for us. 4th of July falls in this series. But, there's suddenly been a second reason to circle this schedule. It's a good team, and we've talked a lot about in the broadcast. Now, we are a good team, a competitive team, and so when 2 things like that come together, it creates some buzz and excitement, and, the promos are just kind of icing on the cake.
To your point, this is the biggest deficit these new Vibes have faced, the 6-0 deficit. That's down low. It's 1 and 2.
In between innings early in the game, we talked about, that first inning. We give up a run, an unearned run, and, the old regime, I guess, would, we were joking that that's an 8-run inning for that team. And, the fact that, 2 big strikeouts from Irwin. Yes, he's been hit around now as the game has gone on, but, that first inning, it was a really good inning for him, and it's just a change in attitude and a change in philosophy here in that Vibes dugout.
Yeah, actually, I'd be hard-pressed to find any inning so far. I think the biggest inning that this Vibes pitching staff gave up was the 4 runs in the win in Northern Colorado, as that's hit to Hansen on a slide. He gets out of the inning. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a man left on base. Work to do. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 6-0 Mustangs. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube.
Favorite game, it is the Ricky Bobby race. All right, so how the game works, what is your name?
Valeria. Ellie.
All right, so you guys each get one of these adult-sized big wheels, all right? And when I say go, you're going to pedal all the way down there to the end of the dugout. I'll stand over there. And when you get there, turn around, race back, break through that ribbon, and we'll find out who our winner is, all right? Are you guys ready? All right, Vibe fans, let's cheer them on in 3, 2, 1, go! You got it. All right, get off the bike, turn around, race back. All right, good job. All right, turn around, race back. Let's see if we got our winner. Good job. All right, congratulations. We got our winner. Good job, guys. All right, back to you in the press box.
Hey, this is Andrew Hansen, and you're watching Vibes Baseball.
Not much of a contest today in the Ricky Bobby race. Sort of a pretty good smoking.
Yeah, perhaps a flat tire going on for contestant 2 there.
We'd like to give a huge shout out to Brooks Proctor, our IT wizard, who has helped us set up that handheld mic into our board so that you can all hear our great promotions with Cliff Cage and our, hopefully, post-game interview on the field. Andrew Hansen, Ethan Lopez, Mike Anone, the first 3 to face. Sean Kiley, Tyler Peterson, and Aaron Griffith with you in the bottom of the 4th. Hansen puts down a bunt but puts it down foul.
You know, Tyler, history tells us anything. Mike Anone will have that mic come post-game. I wouldn't mind a little late-inning rally spearheaded by Mike.
He's already got 2 stories where he's the headline. Why not a third?
I think if it was up to Mike, he'd take all of them. So
there's a strike. I said, hey, Mike, how about this as a headline? Unknown, the hero. And he goes, oh, that's perfect.
He's so funny. He's got a thick East Coast accent. And anytime I go down the clubhouse, it's, hey, what's up, man? You know, the traditional, I can't even do it justice. So it's probably a horrific East Coast accent. But
I'll record that for him later.
Please do. It's a sound bite that you can use in other broadcasts. But it's like on cue. It's like somebody hits a button in his head.
0-2 to Hansen leading off the bottom of the 4th. Cooled off just a bit here at UC Health Park. It's outside. Sean Kelly right now, to borrow Jake Hathaway's description, shoving. Well, had 3 hits through the first 3 innings.
That is such a Jake Hathaway description.
And that's in the dirt, 2-2.
Well, all this talk about how it's hard to stretch out as a starter from the bullpen, and here we are, 3 and change later, and Kiley looking very sharp here to start this ball game.
The 2-2 pitch popped up. This will reach right field. Over is Taylor. Snags it, out number 1.
Jammed him a little bit inside part of the plate. You know, maybe a late swing, expecting an off-speed pitch there with 2 strikes. But, you know, that fly ball, it's a small sample size, of course, but it shows you how strong, you know, some of these guys, but specifically Andrew is. You know, that should have been a bleeder to second and lifted it halfway out into right field.
So with 1 out, Ethan Lopez comes up to the plate. Tommy Caulfield now gets back on that mound, so he's going to resume his warm-up. Looks like he will come in to start the top of the 5th. Lopez, ground ball, foul. Pulled it over to Joe Mikulik. Mike's going to pick it up and toss it to a kid in the crowd. One and one. Lopez takes strike 2. Earlier today, I was walking through the clubhouse. I was looking to get a pregame interview. I happened to peek in the coach's office, and I saw Joe Mikulik sitting down, very animated discussion with Jim Riggleman,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, oh, what a baseball conversation to be on a fly on the wall there.
It's funny because I almost guarantee you that anything but baseball was being talked about in that office this morning. But yes, two very well-traveled, very smart, long-time baseball guys.
1-2 outside. And there's over 2,800 minor league managerial wins, and major league wins as well. Professional wins, let's say, all-encompassing word, between the two of them.
Yeah, not a bad coaching duel today.
This is popped up. Will it stay in play? Back comes the catcher. He's to the screen. It is into the 6th row of the seats. 6-0 Mustangs. 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. Just one hit in each inning for the Vibes. First game of the series with the Mustangs. And we won't see them again for the rest of the year after these 6. And there's strike 3 to Lopez. That's the first strikeout for Kylie.
Yeah, generous call, could go either way. Looked a little outside from up here in the booth, but it's a pitcher's call. When you have a good day like Kylie is, you start to get calls like that make it even harder to mount something together.
It was a pretty good frame by the catcher Pereira watching it back. And when you have the umpire looking for strikes, like you're saying, when you're around the zone, you will get calls like that. It's all part of the dance.
It is.
Micah Note, 1 for 1 with a single.
Baseball is a fascinating sport in the fact that there's so much mental strength and, endurance that it takes to be a good baseball player. And it's easy to sit there and, say, well, he just plays the field or he just swings the bat a couple times a game. But, again, I think I alluded to it earlier. I don't think people fully appreciate the mental side of the game as much.
A lot of stats, a lot of numbers. This is hit to center. Garcia has the play. It's 3 up, 3 down, 5 straight Vibes retired by Sean Kiley. We head to the 5th, still 6-0 Mustangs. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube.
So how the game work? Let's turn around. Let's all right. We're going to see 3 Vibes baseball caps. A baseball is going to go under one of them, and you have to guess where that baseball ends up when it stops, all right? But don't worry if you need some help, because these Vibe fans will help you out. All right, Ellie, are you ready?
Yeah.
She's ready. All right, let's start it. All right, let's pay attention where that ball goes under hat number 2. Oh, where is it going to end up? Uh-oh, here it is. I'm so excited. Where is it going to end up? All right, there we go. Where is that ball? Under 1, 2, or 3? Ellie, do you know where that baseball's at?
3.
She's going with number 3. Is Ellie correct? Oh, so close. But good job anyhow. We'll still get you hooked up. Good job. Are you having fun out here?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Back to you in the press box.
You talking about me, Cliff? You talking about Aaron? We're both in the press box. Welcome back. We've got a pitching change. It's the top of the 5th inning. The day is over for Brett Irwin. He goes 4 innings, allows 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. He walked 1. He struck out 4. On the mound, the lefty, Tommy Caulfield.
Yeah, Tommy takes the hill for the first time under new Vibes management. He'll look to eat an inning or 2, possibly even 3, after the 4-inning appearance from Irwin. Tommy off to a decent start in Pioneer League terms. He's got a 7.5 ERA and 20 1/3 innings of work. Tommy has been kind of noted as the long guy in that bullpen, so we'll see how many innings he's able to get through here this afternoon against these Billings Mustangs.
Raper, Wirtz, and Pereira, the first 3 to face Caulfield. The first pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. Now, Caulfield at one point seemed like he was pitching every day. Then again, the Vibes were using a lot of relievers.
Yeah, I think that shows in his inning count today. You know, as I mentioned, 20 and a third so far. A lot of managers, you know, they have that guy in the bullpen, right? You know, right now I'd argue it's Seth Davis, you know, to come out and shut things down. And season it was Tommy.
Inside on Raper. He's 1 for 2 with a big 2-run double in the third. So Brett Irwin, 2 starts. He goes 4 innings. Nice start in NoCo, and I'd say a mediocre start here today. Strike 1. Not a bad start. 5 runs in 4 innings. As far as the Pioneer League goes, that's not too shabby.
Yeah, he was around the plate a lot. He carried himself well, you know, got in trouble, and some guys, you know, will hang their heads or, you know, try and overthrow pitches. He carried himself well. To your point, I think mediocre is a good word to describe that start, and he's going to want to get back out there and give a better effort his next time out.
Full count to Raper. Ball 4. He's got a slow breaking ball. That one at 71. Raper laid off. Sometimes when it's floating up there, it can be fairly tantalizing. That one was off the plate a bit high. And now Gabe Wirtz.
Caulfield will feature a lot of off-speed stuff. That's how he gets out. A lot of weak contact off Tommy. But to your point, if you hang it or loop it over the plate, it has the potential to get hit.
Half swing is fouled off into the glove of Navarro. He comes at you with a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, changeup, and curveball, does Tommy Caulfield. 6-0 game in the top of the 5th. And they'll check on Raper, who gets back.
Almost got away from a known there.
That's not attempted a stolen base. This is not a team that runs very much at all. Just 14 of 19. When you compare that with the 57 steals that NoCo has on the year.
You don't have to steal a lot of bases when you just bring everybody in with one swing.
That is true. And no one's done it on this team more than Gabe Wirtz, who has 10. 10 big flies. The 0-2. That's strike 3 called at the top of the zone. First strikeout for Caulfield. 5th on the day by Vibes pitching.
Really good pitch. Dotted that outside corner. Went with the hard stuff there to put him away, and an authoritative first out from Tommy Caulfield.
Well, they don't necessarily need Caulfield to go multiple innings with the 2 days off, but they're going to have a stretch of, let's see now, 12 in 12 with the doubleheader as scheduled. There's going to be an off day in there somewhere as well next Tuesday. But they've got a rested bullpen, and as long as Caulfield is effective, he'll be in there. And there's strike 1 to Pereira.
Yeah, the Vibes have 13 true pitchers carried on the roster, and then a 14th with Alfonseca, kind of that two-way guy. So big bullpen for the Vibes, and they'll have some reinforcements coming later in the week with Pozo and Ochoa.
Yeah, Miguel Pozo and Hasiel Ochoa are with the team, and really you're talking about 16 pitchers hanging around in the clubhouse, and even if they're not healthy, they're learning from each other. And of course, I've had multiple players rave about both Mike Garcia and Highland Piguero.
Yeah, they're a really good duo down there. Mike, very familiar with a lot of these guys. He's new this year, but not new to the club and to the Monclova system. So, him and Peggy together really are able to sit a lot of these guys down, attack weaknesses, and make pretty significant changes in a relatively short amount of time.
2-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Could not wait back on that breaking ball at 72. Pereira is 1 for 2 with a single. He scored a run. 1 out in the top of the 5th. Runner at first. That's Raper, who had the leadoff walk. Popped up. Is this in play? Back is Navarro. It is into the seats. Oh, and a mass of kids. There's a ball down there somewhere. Somebody's got it. There's about 55 kids in one row who all went for the baseball.
Yeah, now everybody's turning and staring to see who the lucky kid is.
Another 2-2. A touch low. It runs full.
It's a perfect miss. You've got 2 strikes on him. You need a double play. It's a good time to miss low, and that's exactly what it is. It's a good pitch. Couldn't get him to bite, though.
Yeah, you try to get the guy to roll over. If he takes it, you try to get strike 3. If it's a ball, it's just an excellent take. And they'll just make sure that Raper's not going first move. He gets back.
See, but now you're kind of in the rocking chair now. 3-2. It's going to have to be a really good pitch, especially having him laid off that last pitch that was right down around the knees.
The right-handed hitter Klein on deck. There goes Raper. It's high. It's ball 4. And it's not going to matter the tag at second.
It's a good throw, though.
So 2 walks in the inning. Those are the 2 base runners, and it's the DH Klein. This will be game number 13 for Jacob Klein. He's got 22 hits and 46 at-bats. He's 0 for 2 today. 2 doubles, 4 triples, 3 home runs. He's brought in 14. So he's been impressive thus far for the Mustangs. He swings and misses at a breaking ball toward the back foot. And that's an excellent pitch by Caulfield for strike 1.
Yeah, threw it right over the bat. Really good pitch, good spot. About 67 on the gun there, Tyler. I think I could potentially go out and give you that.
I couldn't. Breaking ball into left field, a base hit. Another one at 67. 1 run will score. They're going to hold up the back runner Pereira at third. Into second with a double is Jacob Klein.
That was a close play at second. I think closer than he thought.
I actually, for my part, didn't expect the throw to go into second, so that's pretty heads-up fielding and a good relay. So at third is Pereira, at second is Klein. It's 7-0. And now the infield comes in again. Jordan Barth. Out of play. Well, you have to supply your own power against Caulfield. But if you can wait back, you can do what Klein did and hit a double softly into left field.
Yeah, and if he leaves that breaking ball up, it pretty much turns into a BP fastball. So, you know, it's imperative for Tommy to keep working down.
Off the glove of a known. This is going to be 2 runs. It's a 2-run single for Jordan Barth, and it was almost a line out. It's been a bit of an odd game. And it's 9-0.
Nobody moving in that Vibes bullpen. This was going in a really important inning. You know, you're down 6. It's, you know, we say it a lot, Pioneer League terms. It's not a huge deficit, and so, you know, really wanted to hold Billings here, and now that they've kind of added a few, and it looks like it's Tommy's inning to lose here.
Well, I'll make the decision for you. We will not count this against your record for the year, Aaron. We'll keep you right at 0. It's 0-1 to Piotnik, who takes inside and off of his jersey That's a hit by pitch.
I thought I heard something, maybe an elbow guard.
Might have just clipped him across the chest. Certainly didn't react. That'll be the 6th man. Up to the plate, here's number 7 now, Cruz Taylor. Taylor's been on base 3 times on an error and 2 singles. He's 2 for 3.
Now that the damage has been done, Tyler, you have to be really careful not to let it explode on you and, hit batsmen like that.
Ground ball, a known. Under his glove.
Errors like that.
And that's an error. And E3, the second time that Cruz Taylor has been on via a Vibes error.
Yeah, I mean, those last 2 at-bats, those are 2 things that you can't allow to happen. That's how 3-run innings turn into 6-run innings, how 6-run innings turn into 12. So Vibes will have to buckle down here if they want to keep this thing close.
The bases are loaded for Jordan Hovey. First pitch, down low. Another 3-run inning for Billings. On deck is Jalen Garcia, who wants to be part of the action. He's 0 for 3.
Looks like we've got some stirring now down in that Vibes bullpen.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways you want to look at it. You think, oh, hey, geez, if it's 9-0, let's see how much Tommy can get us, eat some innings. Another, part of it is, well, this is really starting to snowball. Do we try to nip this in the bud before it gets much, much too out of hand?
Right. Sometimes the team answers that question for you, right? Mike, a relatively routine ground ball goes under his glove. That might spell bad news for Tommy. So sometimes it is in your control, like with the hit batsman. Sometimes it's not, and unfortunately things like that can dictate your future in this league, in any league, really.
Pedro Alfonseca warming for the Vibes. It's a 3-0 count to Jordan Hovey, and nowhere to put him. What's the horse equivalent to ducks on the pond? Hooves on the something? I don't know.
Hooves in the sod, maybe?
There's strike 1.
It's got a nice little ring to it. I kind of like that.
Hooves in the sod. I said earlier, s'mores on the fire for us.
I like that.
S'mores on the fire.
I like
think
that.
works. The 3-1. Close enough for strike 2.
Unless Tommy can get a ground ball here, if he lets Hovey reach, I'd expect a visit from Mike Garcia here.
There will be a righty, Garcia, on deck. The 3-2. Oh, and that's strike 3, and that is a tough call for Jordan Hovey. That's the second strikeout in the inning for Tommy Caulfield, the 6th for Vibes pitching.
Kylie got a call similar to that last inning that we commented on, and at first we thought maybe it was just a pitcher's call. He's pitched well, but maybe that's more of an umpire tendency. Favors that outside part of the plate.
I can say, watching it on YouTube, the way Caulfield comes from the left side, that pitch really came sort of across the strike zone. So did it clip a corner on the way to the glove? It's not where the catcher catches it. It's where it crosses the zone.
Yeah. It's really interesting. This game has turned into an analytical one, as most of us know. But, the big league teams, they'll do scouting reports on umpires. There's a Twitter account. It does like umpire scorecards. It'll show you their accuracy and consistency and stuff like that. So, the higher you go, the more analytical you get.
Lopez back. Rounds under it. Makes the catch. Caulfield gets out of it. He allows 3 runs. It's 9-0. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Vibes trail. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube. Joseph Encarnacion leads it off here in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 9-0 Mustangs. First pitch is high. Welcome back to our broadcast booth. All 55 of the folks currently watching with us. Tyler Peterson and Aaron Griffith with you. A gorgeous Wednesday afternoon. Popped straight up. Who wants it? Who can even see it? The second baseman, Hovey? No, the first baseman. It's Wirtz. And that was uncomfortable. But it's the first out. 6 straight Vibes now retired.
67 pitches for Kiley, 66 coming into this inning. It's time you start taking, 2. Maybe you start taking until the first strike, but, 81 pitches in his last start. You have to start working these counts and hopefully tire him out before he gets too far into this ball game.
75 is the target number for the 5th if you're a pitcher. If you're at or under 75, then you are in a pretty darn good spot for the rest of the ball game. Navarro is only 0 for 1. And that's a beautiful breaking ball for strike 1. We like what we've seen from Luis Navarro, as we have with Josh Glenn, the tandem catchers now.
In a perfect world, Navarro's your offensive catcher. If he can get that average up a little bit, you have Glenn in must-win games or with specific pitchers, but Navarro's more prototypically your everyday guy, with Glenn being the defensive specialist.
In the dirt. 3-1 now to Navarro. Well, you got to get something. 3 hits and a fielder's choice. That's how the 4 base runners have gotten on. No walks. Nothing for free today. Ground ball, foul. He was on it just a touch early. Sort of chopped down at that baseball. It's a full count to Luis Navarro.
Maybe a 3-1 changeup there from Kiley. That's not one that is easy on hitters. It's not exactly a prototypical 3-1 pitch.
The Payoff is low, and Navarro able to watch that all the way down to beneath the strike zone. There is the first free pass. It comes with an out in the 5th.
Another high leverage pitch and another off speed that he chose to go to. I'm sure that Vibes dugout's keeping an eye on stuff like that.
And that's so tough as a hitter because, 3-2, you're geared up to protect. So anything close you're swinging at. And to watch that ball start in the strike zone and then dip below takes a lot of patience. Perez, first pitch swinging, fouls it back. Perez sent one out to center field all the way back to the track, but it was tracked down by Jalen Garcia in center. They're playing behind Navarro at first with a 9-run lead. That's in the dirt. Navarro took one step towards second base before getting back.
They say there are two key indicators for when a guy's getting tired. You lose snap on your breaking ball, and you start missing high. One in the dirt isn't necessarily enough to draw that conclusion, but 75 pitches in, maybe something to start looking at. And no movement at all in that Billings bullpen, so.
Perez, after that high fastball, barely hits it off, and he's going to inspect the bat there. I thought maybe I heard somewhat of an unnatural crack. I think he'll get a new one.
Better safe than sorry, right?
We saw a bat explode out of the hands of Ulysses Cantu off of the, now no longer the NoCo closer as Galen Young was released by NoCo, but he really got sawed off on a game-ending double play the other night.
Galen was released by Northern Colorado today?
Yesterday.
He's a UCCS kid,
Is he
local
really?
kid. Yeah, Dave's thrown his name around a time or two.
Watching the gears turn in your head now. 1-2 to Perez.
Maybe not mine, but I'm sure Dave Hadjick is a little red in the face and excited to potentially get his hands on a back-end bullpen arm like that.
Well, there was quite a long list of releases from Ogden as well. Busy day in the Pioneer League yesterday.
Yeah, and actually, if you'll bear with me, I just got our release report today.
From Mr. Aaron Bond of the league.
That's him.
Oh, busy day.
Yeah, lots of transactions. Great Falls active, Grand Junction.
This is into the glove of the third baseman, and another line drive into the glove of Raper. 2 away.
Yeah, Ogden also very busy. A lot of ads. I'm not seeing a lot of releases.
There were 2 big moves in Idaho Falls a couple days ago as both Matt Feinstein and Andrew Don, 2 guys who have been in the Pioneer League for over 100 games now, were both let go. Feinstein traded to Ottawa. And the first pitch to Diaz is a called strike.
So here's an interesting one for you. Jalen Hubbard in Grand Junction.
Mm-hmm.
He's Trinidad's son. He's been moved to the ineligible list, possibly an injury. But Grand Junction also claimed Galen Young off waivers today. So Dave's going to have to sit and wait for him a little bit. Trade today, too. Eddie McCabe from Great Falls on his way to Glacier this afternoon.
Now, this name looks familiar. Idaho Falls adding Aldo Buendia. Was he not a Vibe in 2021?
He was.
That's very interesting. 1-1 to Diaz, who is 2 for 2. Fouled out of play.
Aldo came with Ethan Lopez and Sergio Macias. They're all, I think Sergio and Aldo are both from southern Texas, maybe the Laredo area. Ethan kind of the outlier there. But, yeah, he came in and played a good second base for us down the stretch, and I'm glad to see that he found a new home.
The 1-2. Diaz up the middle, a base hit. Well, when you break a 25-game hitting streak, you get mad.
I was going to say
3 for 3.
Maybe a little anger in those swings. All 3 really good swings from Gio, too.
Man at second for the third time in the ball game. What can Cesar Lopez do about it with 2 outs in the 5th? That Billings bullpen hasn't even thought about getting up yet. Can he make them stir? First pitch, fastball outside for ball 1.
Yeah, not even stretching or anything. There's quite literally no movement going on down there.
First time all day that more than one base runner on the base paths for the Vibes. Off of the hands, and a diving play by the shortstop, Barth.
Big play, really big play there.
Well, it wasn't hit particularly hard. The question was, would he get there in time? And he did. It's the last out of the inning. 2 men on, and they are left there. We head to the 6th. It is 9-0 Mustangs.
That's right, hanging out here with these 2 cool kids. It is the Toasty Dance-Off. All right, buddy, what is your name?
Lee.
All right, Lee, and what's your name?
Nora.
All right, so check this out, guys. You guys got 20 seconds to show us your best dance moves, and at the end, we'll find out who is the winner and get you hooked up with the prize. Are you ready, man?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Vibe fans, let's cheer them on in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, keep it going. Oh, there we go. He's taking the relaxed approach. There we go. Keep it going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Good job. Good job. All right, Vibe fans, let's find out who our winner is. Is it my guy over here? Let's make some noise. Or here it is. Or is it the lovely lady over here? Let's make some noise. Ooh, I think it's a close one, but we got a winner. Good job. You got some good dance moves. Good job, Gail. All right, let's go, Vibes.
You can't keep Cliff Cage down. You just can't.
Never a dull moment.
Welcome back to UC Health Park. Tyler Peterson and Aaron Griffith. It is going to be Jackson Raper leading it off once again, followed by Gabe Wirtz and Brian Pereira, the first 3 that led off the 5th.
For another Tommy Caulfield inning, it appears.
It's like Pedro Alfonseca is back up to stretching and tossing. Well, this is a lefty in Raper, so at the very least, Caulfield's going to face one lefty. Fouled away. He walked Raper in the 5th. He was the first batter he faced. A 9-0 ball game. 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, all for Billings. And again, a foul ball.
Wouldn't be shocked to see that big looping curveball here with 2 strikes, but I fear that Raper might not be surprised either.
That's a fastball, and it's strike 3.
What do I know?
Well, he went to that spot on Hovey last inning. That's the 3rd strikeout for Caulfield. He gets the call again here on Raper.
A little 2-seam action there, cutting back to the outside part of the plate. It's a good pitch. It's a really good pitch.
And you know what? That's on the black. It's right on the black. That was an excellent pitch. That was not like the Hovey pitch at all. That was perfect. And now this is to left and deep. Back is Lopez. He looks up. It's off the wall. Gets a pretty good hop. No one's covering second. Looks like the relay was set up to go to 3rd. It's a double for Wirtz. And he has his first hit of the ball game. He is now 1 for 4.
Yeah, it was that big looping curveball again. Left it over the plate. It was a really good swing, too. That ball was out to the outfield in seconds.
That'll bring up Brian Pereira, the catcher. 2 runs for Pereira. He's 1 for 2. He's singled and walked. First pitch from Caulfield. Fastball a touch inside. It's 1-0.
That was a good pitch, too. Looks like he's got good feel for that fastball, specifically that two-seam one that cuts to his arm side. And
popped up. In is Lopez. In is Diaz. Out is Hansen. It's no one. It's a single. And it's first and third.
Sorry, Tyler. Plays like that, maybe a side effect of a new team. Not completely familiar with each other yet, but, you know, in pure baseball terms, that's got to be Lopez's ball out there in center.
Joe Mickley is coming out. The day is done for Caulfield. They go to Alfonseca. We'll take a break. First and third, one out. Pedro Alfonseca, the two-way guy, the outfielder. He is on the mound. And we were talking about a little before in our previous game, the story of Alfonseca, originally an outfielder and not a pitcher till pretty much just this week. It's strike one.
Yeah, we were also mentioning, too, as he was warming up that, you know, we briefly talked about it with Mike Garcia and Jalen Peguero, what they've been able to do in such a short time with this pitching staff, right? And Alfonseca, his delivery has already changed. If you caught us on Sunday, he was at more of like a three-quarter delivery, but now he's standing up taller, coming over the top a little bit. That's the more traditional way. And so, you know, a very good live example of what the Vibes coaching staff can do within a couple of days.
And that was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the dirt. The 1-1. That was a breaking ball down low. Alfonseca, he says he's a four-pitch guy. Fastball, two-seam, slider, and curve. And learning to develop those in pretty much 7 days. Off the hands, coming back, below the press box. It's 2-2 now to Jacob Klein, the DH. He is 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI double. And that's low. Fastball at 96. Hello. 3-2. To center field. Hit a long way. Cesar Lopez rounding under it. He makes the catch. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Jacob Klein. That run will go on to the line of Tommy Caulfield. That's now 4 runs to Caulfield. The second RBI for Klein in the game, but there are 2 outs.
I don't want to say I was questioning the move to Alfonseca, but certainly wasn't, overly confident in it, I guess. But, the more I think about it, it's the polar opposite of what these Billings guys have been looking at for the past turn through lineup. And, big, hard-throwing right-hander as opposed to a, softer off-speed guy from the left side.
Yeah, more of a cannon shot than just a beanie bag toss.
Right. If nothing else, it's going to take him an at-bat or two to get adjusted. And
off the glove to the second baseman. He goes the short way. That's a 1-4-6 fielder's choice for Jordan Barth. Out at second is Pereira. Another run, though. It's 10-0 on the sac fly by Jacob Klein. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 10-0 Mustangs. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube.
That's right. Hanging down here with our next pack-in, pack-out contestant. What is your name?
Busy.
All right. So how the game works, follow me over here, all right? We're going to start right here where this backpack's at. When I say go, pick up that backpack, pack your camping bag the fastest, and when you get down to that last item, turn around, race back, and if you do that under a minute, we'll get you hooked up with a prize. Are you ready? She's ready, all right. Vibe fans, let's count her in 1, 2, 3, go! All right, there you go. Keep it going. Oh, there you go. Almost there. Keep grabbing it. All right, let's cheer on, Vibe fans. There you go, race back. You're almost there. And you did it! Good job. You are an expert camper. Man, you're holding all that stuff up there. Good job. All right, good job. Back to you in the press box.
Middle of the order to face Sean Kiley, Tyler Peterson, and Aaron Griffith with you. In the bottom of the 6th, the night is over for Caulfield. His line, 1 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Cantu, Hansen, and Ethan Lopez to face Kiley here in the 6th. Swing and a miss, and Cantu tried to hit a 5-run home run.
It's a big inning for Kiley. He's deep into this ball game now. He's looked very good here to start, but harder the order here that he'll have to get through.
He's at 86. It's a ground ball to the second baseman, Hovey. And there's one quick out. A 2-pitch out for Kiley. A righty warming in the bullpen. That might be Pioneer League veteran Kelvin Pilot. About the right stature. It is. Here's Hansen. Swing and a miss.
2 batters in a row hitting for that 5-run homer. I guess in this case, 10-run homer.
Definitely want to be swinging.
I was just going to say, you don't necessarily have a ton to lose. I mean,
drawn walks down 10, while appreciated, is not necessarily the name of the game. So
yeah, it's one of those tricky ones where the old baseball guard probably prefers you work the count, but
Look, whatever is working against Sean Kylie is yet to be found. Popped up behind first. Wirtz after it into foul territory. A little bit of the pop-up dance, but he puts it away.
it's an interesting start, too, for Kylie because he's not exactly blowing it past guys. You know, he's sitting in the mid to low 80s and also hasn't struck out a ton of guys today. I'm glancing over at your card, Tyler. I see one.
It's a very Jorge Leo-like appearance, sort of maybe under hitting speed you can be. Lopez is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th and a 10-0 game. 10 to the Mustangs, none to the Vibes. Under the arms, and I almost thought that Gary Chachowski was going to come up and point, but he didn't.
That's the second time he's done that, where I think he wants to, but doesn't fully commit.
His body says yes, but the arm says no.
And yet another reference has popped out of the head of Tyler Peterson this afternoon.
Well, a 10-run game, you open up the almanac.
I was going to say, you have to
center.
Creative.
Not deep. In fact, shallow. In comes Garcia, still running in. He puts it away. It's a 1-2-3 inning again for Sean Kylie. We head to the 7th, 10-0 Mustangs. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube. Mitch Piotnik, Cruz Taylor, Jordan Hovey, 9-1-2 to face Pedro Alfonseca from the stretch. High and away at 94. It's 10-0 Mustangs here in the top of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Fastball above the hands at 95. Well, there's no doubt about the velocity coming from Pedro Alfonseca. It's the sort of thing that maybe I didn't even know if he knew he had this. Piotnik, a great day out of the 9-hole. Been on base 3 times. He's walked. Was hit by a pitch and an RBI double in the 4th. He scored 2 runs.
I'm more curious to see what Pedro's got in the arsenal, outside of that 95 plus. Something like that.
That was either the slider or the curve.
Does he have a changeup in the mix? I don't remember. I know you gave us the rundown, but
4-pitch pitcher, 2 types of fastball, slider, curve is what he told me. He's a guy with a great attitude as well.
mm-hmm.
Real fun to be around. 3-1 is inside, and that's ball 4. This is the right kind of game, though, if you want to get Alfonseca some work. See what you got. Cruz Taylor, leadoff man. He's been on base 4 times, but he's 2 for 4. 2 singles, 2 errors. Cruz, spelled C-R-E-W-S. He's from Grayson, Georgia, 23 years old. Went to the University of North Georgia. I've not heard of the University of North Georgia.
Well, I was just going to ask where the city he's from is, and
All right.
I think North Georgia kind of would be my guess.
I'm going to go and say, where's Rome? I think Rome is in the north of Georgia.
I don't know. We don't have a Georgia almanac on us today.
Well, I found the city. I don't know how to pronounce this city. Would you like to give it a go?
Delenga.
If the Taylor family is watching, we apologize. If you have the correct pronunciation, leave us a comment after his YouTube video is posted, and that's a strike. We want to welcome in both the local supporters of the Vibes, international supporters of the Vibes, and, of course, our guests today in Billings to our broadcast. We're glad you're with us.
I'd also like to mention to the Taylor family that if you are watching, if it makes you feel any better, I absolutely butchered a New York accent earlier in the broadcast. So,
off the hands of Taylor, Alfonseca is going to make a great play to get an out. That goes 6-3.
I'll clean you up there, Encarnacion, on the ground ball out there.
Oh, no, I think I said Alfonseca.
You did.
Ah.
You did. That's what I'm here for.
It's good you're here. You know what? It's funny. I didn't hear myself say it in the moment, but I sort of rewound the tape, and that's what I found in my head.
That's an interesting little tidbit that I'm actually curious about. If you do make an error on air, do you sit and think about it? Do you correct it right away, or do you just go to bed at night and tally them up?
So usually, my procedure as official scorer, there's a strike, by the way, to Jordan Hovey, is I'll make a call. I will always allow myself one view of the YouTube delay to see what I thought.
That's true. You've got 30 seconds or so.
If I feel pretty sound in my judgment, then I will let it stay. This is out of play.
I guess I'm more alluding towards like misspeaking on error.
Oh, I see what you're saying. If I hear myself say it, I will correct myself. For example, last time we were here, Tim Bouchard hit a long home run to center field. I said Rich during the at-bat. Before Bouchard crossed the plate, I corrected myself. Don't want to misattribute anything, certainly.
Well, that in itself tells me that you do sit and think about them at night. If you're recalling minute errors from one play
what
in
I'll
the
do
last series.
Almost after every game, I will I'll look back at the tape before I go to bed. 3, 4, 5 things I'll want to see how they came out or how it sounded, and both errors and things that I identify as, in my mind, as being good. This is in the dirt 2-2.
So you're an official scorer for the ball game and the broadcast thereafter.
I will say it's actually not a bad combo because I'm filling out this book anyway, and I feel like I've got a pretty sound baseball mind. That's high. Last year I worked with John Balgini in the Idaho Falls broadcast booth, and for 39 years he's been broadcasting and official scoring. It was nice last year because if anyone had anything to yell at me when I delivered the box scores, I'd say, hey, just talk to John.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who gave you the error. Well, now it rests on my shoulders.
I was going to say, I've given that exact excuse to multiple. So
that's high for ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning. Well, we didn't have to wait for the Taylor family. Kay Goodell, a Southerner herself.
Delonga.
Delanaga.
Oh, Delanaga. I missed the.
Delanaga. She wrote in all caps. Do you know what that means? It means she's listening.
Somebody is.
We have a pinch hitter, Aiden Nagel, a brand new member of this Mustangs team. Will hit for Jalen Garcia, who will take an 0 for 4. Out of play. And I'd imagine this is a straight swap rather than a designated pinch hitter, just for the fact that it is a 10-0 ball game.
I don't have the roster sitting in front of me, or actually maybe I do, but if he's listed as an outfielder, which it looks like he is, yeah, I'd assume a straight swap.
Line drive into the glove of the third baseman, Perez, for out number 2. Well,
short-lived. I guess
debut.
We'll see him in the field.
He's from Santa Rosa, California, just north, or sort of northwest, I should say, of Napa. And now it's Jackson Raper. Raper is 1 for 3.
We're learning all about geography today. A little California plug there. Some Georgia, of course, and Jake with the Wyoming tidbits.
That's what we're here for. Not only is Kay watching, but she subscribed too, and for that I'd say, well, it's about time. It's down low. A big 2-run double in the third for Raper. 2 outs in the inning. Only 1 inning. That was the second in which the Mustangs were kept off the board. That's a half swing, and he totally went around.
Tied him up.
He's going to ask for the appeal, and they're going to say, yes, he went. I mean, you might as well.
I guess. I don't know if it's a one-and-done situation, but I don't know if I would have used mine on that particular swing.
You get as many as you are called for. If you are called on the swing, like a catcher, you can put the finger up down a baseline. Out of play, stays 1 and 2. We'll try to get our score bug fixed. It's having some issues right now. It is a 10-0 ball game. That's in the dirt. 2 and 2. Two and 2. Again, popped up out of play. The 2 and 2 with 2 outs to Raper. Ground ball down the line and known with the pick. Steps on the bag.
Good
and
play.
For the second time in this game, the Mustangs do not score in an inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's 10-0 Billings. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube.
That's right, hanging up here in the Luxury Suite 3-4 team. Vibe fans, get on your feet. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. That's right, you guys know the song. Let's all sing along. It's Take Me Out to the Ball Game. All right, Vibe fans, let's go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, 'cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's go, Vibes!
Ready? I'm going to come back with Kelvin Pilot's numbers. Kelvin Pilot, pitcher. Bottom of the 7th. Welcome back. We've got some changes for you. Mitch Piatnik goes to center field. Into left field now is Aiden Nagel. And on the mound is Kelvin Pilot to face Mike Unknown.
Kelvin Pilot, that's a good name. Kelvin sports a upper 7s ERA coming into the ball game today. He's 2-2 on the record sheet. He was a starter, but looks like he's transitioned into the bullpen. 5 starts, 7 appearances for Kelvin to this point. 22 innings of work, a good body of work, and he'll face Mike Unknown to start things here in the bottom of the 7th.
6 shutout innings for Sean Kiley. And Unknown hits this back off the facing of our suite above us. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, just 1 walk and 1 strikeout. That is one darn good start in the Pioneer League.
That's a good start anywhere. I think that translates to leagues far and above this one. Good outing for Kiley today.
1-2. Kelvin Pilot, seen him around. With Billings last year, was with Grand Junction last year.
Yeah, the minute he stood up, you were quick to name him and call him out.
Unknown, out of play.
Mike, a little bit of a Pioneer League veteran himself, maybe better set, better poised to take an at-bat against this new arm.
I'm sure they saw each other in some fashion last year. They played Billings 18 times and played the Grand Junction Rockies even more. That's high and away for ball 2. But, of course, in baseball, I mean, these guys probably could have played with each other at some point in winter ball or summer ball or
Right.
on another team. Or, I mean, everybody knows. If you don't know the person or haven't played with them, you probably know someone that they've played with.
Right.
In is the new left fielder, Nagel. He makes the catch.
Sometimes you get those stories even of, the Chris Bryant and Bryce Harpers of the world that grew up playing in travel ball, Little League, and have gone the whole way up. So we say it time and time again, baseball is a small world.
What was it, Matt Stafford and Clayton Kershaw?
Mm-hmm. Same high school.
Freddie Freeman did Freddie Freeman and Clayton Kershaw, or was it just the 2 of those guys? Might have been just the 2.
I think it's just those 2.
Ground ball. The second baseman, Hobie, makes a nice play. He will throw in time to get Encarnacion. 4-3. Nice play.
The defense continues, Tyler.
That's now 6 straight Vibes retired. 4 hits. This team has not been shut out this year. The offense, I mean, really more than anything else throughout the whole year has been what this team has prided themselves on, and right now they don't even have a run. Navarro now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch is high.
Another good baseball is a small world reference. Matt Chapman and Nolan Arenado.
Yes.
Went to the same high school. Played the same position.
Yeah, in fact, I believe Matt Chapman took over third base at Cal State Fullerton after Nolan Arenado left.
They played shortstop. While
Was
they
it
were
shortstop?
There. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, now both have won the Platinum Glove.
They have. What do you think the odds of that are? Having two talents like that, who are both very good at the same exact thing, at the same school, at the same time.
Well, Fullerton is a very good program. A lot of pedigree. Many of those Southern California schools are.
I was just going to say a lot of California schools.
And not even the Division I programs, the big Power 5 ones either. Long Beach State.
Are they the Dirtbags? Is that
They
Long
are
Beach
the
State?
Dirtbags.
Yep.
Ground ball to short. Barth in time. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the 8th inning. It's 10-0. We will take a break. Be back on the other side. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube. Top of inning number 8. New pitcher on the mound is Pete Bayer, his second Vibes appearance. Pedro Alfonseca, good work out of the bullpen. 1 2/3 innings, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts. It's Bayer against Wirtz, and that's strike 1.
Yeah, a bit of a redemption appearance for Pete. He got he got himself into trouble on Sunday and couldn't quite get out of it, so he'll look to mend himself and hopefully this Vibes team here in the 8th.
He is one of the most experienced members of this team, 28 years old. Local guy, somewhat from Parker, Colorado. About how far out is Parker?
Oh, hour. It's in the southeastern part of the Denver metro area.
That's into the 5th row of the seats, 1 and 2.
If you want Colorado geography, I'm your guy, but I think that'd just be repeating a lot of what the broadcast already knows.
Well, I'll tell you what, I learned about Telluride, and I have to say, it looks like a pretty cool
Did you
place.
learn from Tim McGraw by chance?
I did not. I learned from Kay Goodell.
A lot of sleepless nights for Tim McGraw. Telluride.
That is a country singer.
Correct. That was my reference of the day.
Okay. I'm actually...
Tim McGraw? You don't know Tim McGraw?
I'm quite pleased it didn't go completely over my head.
Tim McGraw, Faith Hill?
I know Faith Hill.
Maybe it's Faith Hill?
I mean, I know of Faith Hill. I
think
know of Tim McGraw.
I think it's Faith Hill that he's married to.
That's a strikeout for Gabe Wirtz.
Okay, if you're on the broadcast, that's a tidbit that you would know for sure. So please text us over here in the booth who Tim McGraw is married to.
I'll keep my
Tim
phone.
McGraw's like a multi-platinum country artist.
Most famous song.
Live Like You Were Dying.
Live Like You're Dying.
Which will be played on Rodeo Night, by the way.
Okay. I know that by a song by that name by another group.
And that would be?
Some alternative band. Maybe Panic at the Disco. I don't think it is.
I have a text from Kay Goodell confirming the Faith Hill tidbit.
Meanwhile, it's a pop-up in this baseball game to the shortstop Encarnacion. 2 outs.
And we ventured that far off track that you had to rein me back in.
Well, it's really myself that put us off track with my outing myself with my lack of country knowledge. I'm familiar with the name Tim McGraw. I could not name one song. Faith Hill. Let's see.
This Kiss, Tyler, from Faith Hill?
Again, I know This Kiss by The Last Good Night, another alternative.
Two different wavelengths. I would just like to say that my girlfriend would be so proud of me for the knowledge that I have boasted in this booth this half inning.
The song Where Are You Christmas from the Jim Carrey Grinch was by Faith Hill.
I don't think that is a chart topper for her. However,
that is the only song I would know her for.
This Kiss certainly is.
1-1 to, well, let's see who's up. It's Jacob Klein.
Yeah. So anyway, we're playing baseball, right? There's a game going on.
Yeah, the grain of salt or the maybe big shake from the salt shaker is, hey, it's a 10-0 game, folks. I could break down this inning forensically, but I don't believe the broadcast calls for it at this point.
Hey, you know what? Pete's come on, gotten 2 quick outs. He's got 2 strikes. Not much of a need for commentary here.
That's down low. It's 2-2. A righty warming for Billings, so looks like they're going to have a few different looks, get a few different guys. Billings actually played on Monday. They were the only team that played them and the Hawks. Everybody else got 2 days off in the league, and that was basically just so that every club could host 4th of July. I'd imagine anyway.
Well, I was going to ask what the rationale was for the 7-game set against Boise, if you've heard anything.
Well, Brendan Mentz, their broadcaster, I was talking to him earlier today. He said that they've got 12 games with the Hawks, but it's broken up as a 7 and a 5.
Okay.
Which is atypical. I mean, almost, if you look at any club's schedule, it'll almost always be Wednesday all the way to Sunday.
Through Sunday, yep. And after this 4th of July week, the Vibe schedule is going to be entirely that until
Or,
last.
excuse me, Tuesday through Sunday.
Yes.
That's 6
Yes.
days.
Thank you.
Tuesday through Sunday, and you get the off day Monday, you travel, and it's
Yeah.
almost always like that.
Yeah.
Ground ball foul off the bat.
Yeah, and
Jordan
what
Barth.
I was going to mention that the Vibes upcoming series is the last series in which we don't play in that format. And so once we hit the road, I think we go to Ogden after we see Grand Junction here. It'll be 6-game sets throughout the entirety of the season until we get to September.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. And that Ogden series will be the last true series that we'll finish the first half on.
Yeah, the Vibes not too far out of first place in the Southern Division, the weaker division of the two. But this team's goal and the mindset has been the second half. We want the second half. We've talked about we only see Ogden, Grand Junction, and Northern Colorado in the second half, and so really before the 4-1 start, these were all kind of deemed as tune-up games. Get the club right, get the guys right, and go for the second half.
Lifted to right. Diaz for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left on. To the bottom of the 8th we go. It's 10-0 Vibes. They need a couple runs to avoid a shutout. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube.
For our fan roulette cam, let's find out where it's gonna land. It's the flex cam. Let's everybody get on your feet and show off those muscles. It's time to flex. There we go. Let's see you guys flex. It's the flex cam. Oh, I see those big muscles. I see the big Hulkster out there. Yeah. Let's see those big muscles. It's the flex cam. Oh, there we go. We see those muscles. Let's keep it going. We're the flex cam. There we go. I see you, Rocky Mountain 5 fans. It's the flex cam. Oh, there we go. Big time muscles. That's right. Let's keep it going, Vibe fans.
Brandon Perez will lead it off against the new pitcher. It's McLean Harris, number 18. Ground ball to third. Raper on the backhand. Gets up. 1 pitch, 1 out.
A lot of balls in play for the Vibes this afternoon, but just nothing falling. Sometimes you have days like that.
Only one batter has gotten out without a ball entering play. That was a strikeout in the 4th. Everything else either been on the ground or in the air. Perez takes an 0 for 5. Gio Diaz, the bright spot of the day. He is 3 for 3. Takes a breaking ball for strike 1. McLean Harris, a 6'1", 220 right-hander out of Griffin, Georgia. Went to Young Harris College.
So we have another Georgia city to
Shall we hit
locate
the old
and look up.
Google machine? Ground ball. Again, Raper. Again, a nice play by the first baseman, Wirtz, to pull it out. 5-3 ground out. McLean Harris from Young Harris College. I think that's pretty appropriate. Young Harris College. All right, you can guess the city.
Do I have to? Is this another pronunciation?
No, you can actually guess the city.
Well, Atlanta is the first one that comes to mind in Georgia. Are we in Georgia?
We are in Georgia. It is Young Harris. Base hit to right.
Well, is it Young or Harris?
No, it's
or
Young.
Is it Young Harris?
It's Young Harris.
Got it.
So now I have to look up the city of Young Harris.
It's Kids Day, folks. It's only appropriate for us to learn about things like this today.
He was a dude. Young was his first name.
Okay.
An American lawyer, businessman, politician, judge, and philanthropist. Born in 1812 in Georgia.
In Young Harris, Georgia, I presume.
It would have been Elbert County at the time. I mean not to pass any judgment on someone born in Georgia in 1812, but we'll move on. This is up the middle. The second baseman goes the short way. The inning is over. It's not quite a 1-2-3 inning, but it's close. The base hit by Cesar Lopez, the only man to reach base in the last 3 innings. We head to the 9th, still 10-0. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube.
Testing for up the mountain, down the mountain. Hey, man, what's your name, dude? Lucas. All right, so how it works, man, it is the high or low game. So I'm going to flip a card, and you have to guess if that next card is higher or lower, okay? If you can get 2 out of 3, we'll get you hooked up with a prize. But if you don't, you get a pie to the face. We're all hoping for that pie to the face. All right, Lucas, let's get it started, man. First card is a king. High or low is that next card? Lower. That's a good guess. He's correct. Good job, buddy. All right, next card is a 9. This where it gets tricky. Higher or lower? He's going with lower. Is he correct? Oh, he's correct. All right, next card, just for fun, is a 6. High or low? Huh? High.
16.
Oh, you guessed that one right, but guess what, buddy? You never beat the house, so you get a pie to the face. There we go. Good job, buddy. All right, let's go, Vibes.
Well, that's not very nice, Toasty. Pushing a whipped cream pie in a kid's face. It's Kids Day. Darn it. It should be the other way around. It's the top of the 9th. It's 10-0 Mustangs. Tyler Peterson and Aaron Griffith with you. It'll be Piotnik, Taylor, Hovey, the first 3 to face Pete Bayer. Nice clean inning for Pete in the 8th. Looking for the same here in the 9th. And then the Vibes looking to score a run. They've not been shut out this year.
An 11-run rally wouldn't be the worst thing in the world this beautiful Wednesday afternoon.
Listen, this game could go 6 hours as long as we win.
It's true.
Has there ever been a more homer statement on a broadcast than that?
I don't think so.
Let's call up Hawk Harrelson and ask. 10-0. Here's Piotnik.
Rolling at 250 here with that pitch in terms of game time, so I think we'd have to walk all 11 of them in to hit our 6-hour mark, but
There have to be 6 pitching changes and go to a knockout round where probably Kelvin Pilot would take on Jesus Valenzuela in the 25th round of the knockout round.
I know for a fact that Chris Jones is watching the broadcast and slamming his desk. He hates when we say stuff like that.
Oh, my. This has hit the center, and it's caught by Piotnik. I like the idea, though, of a knockout round where you take a relief pitcher. You let them both go out there. I don't know, because
we'd have the upper hand. We have two guys that can swing it down in that.
That's true.
Vibes bullpen, at least that I know of.
Seth Davis.
And Alfonseca,
Alfonseca.
if you call him a reliever.
First pitch is a strike to Cruz Taylor. Chris Jones, of course, our president and GM here at Rocky Mountain. Swing and a miss. It's strike two. Do you know who I'd bet has a pretty good swing as well? I bet you Tommy Caulfield's got a pretty good swing.
I could see that.
I believe his dad runs a training facility.
Well, he's got a younger brother that played shortstop at UCLA, transferred over to, I believe it was Texas Tech for his senior season, just graduated. Tommy has a twin brother, too, I was told, who I believe also pitches.
Interesting.
But, you know, with this new roster change, guys like that are suddenly a little more interesting.
There's a strikeout for Bayer, his second. This is good for Bayer, who, hey, I mean, in his first appearance, he got the first two out before he walked the bases loaded. And honestly, really, he pretty much should have got out of it because he had a weak dribbler, trying to think of who it was. It was Higgins, Kevin Higgins, the shortstop. A weak dribbler up the third base line. It didn't go more than 10 feet, but it was a single.
Yeah, I was going to comment on that. He looks like a new man. He's pitched with some authority. You know, one thing I noticed in his first appearance, he was taking a lot of time in between pitches. And, you know, eventually that's where that pitch clock will come into play. But, you know, he's very quick to the plate now. No nonsense. Working the corners. It's a good outing for Pete.
He's taking advantage of the widened strike zone here late in this ball game. A quick 0-2 to Hovey. And that's not close enough to be strike three, as Navarro pops out of his position to catch that. Fastball at 94 that time. Be pitched 28 from Bayer.
No movement in the Vibes bullpen, and rightfully so. There is some stirring down in the Billings bullpen. Looks like a sidearm righty was throwing.
I believe that's Hunter DePrimo. The 2-2. Strike three called.
Great pitch.
And that's the inning. Bayer strikes out back-to-back hitters. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Vibes need 10 to tie, 11 to go home. You're watching Vibes of Baseball on YouTube.
In Colorado. How many ski resorts are here in Colorado? If you know the answer, shout it out. What do you guys think it is? 20? 25? 26? All right, let's see that answer. 26 of you guys, 26. You are correct, and you know this great state of Colorado. All right, Vibe fans, we still got baseball. Let's go, Vibes!
It's the bottom of the ninth, and it's Hansen, Lopez, and Unknown to face Hunter DePrimo.
Hunter DePrimo, the sidearm-esque right-hander coming out of the bullpen for Billings. Not a large sample for him. 2 2/3 logs so far this series, only giving up a run, which equates to a 3.38 ERA to this point in the season.
Hansen swinging away at the first pitch, fouls it off.
Is he a new acquisition, I would assume, Tyler? Do you know anything about that?
I know a lot of moving parts in the last couple of weeks. I would imagine a new acquisition for the Mustangs. He finished his college year this year at Mansfield University. He's from Blairstown, New Jersey. This has popped up. A lot of pop-ups today. Out as the second baseman, in as the right fielder. It's Taylor making the catch. And that's the first out of the ninth.
I've always found that interesting about baseball. You know, college football, it's Power 5 or bust, right? But in baseball, you can get guys from any college in any state across the country and, you know, even outside of the country too. But, you know, like that college that this kid's from, I've never heard of in my life. We've had to Google too in Georgia.
And there's more football teams, more high school football teams, more players than there are baseball players.
Right. And, of course, you know, the College World Series, you get your big dogs, you know, Texas, Notre Dame, you know, Ole Miss just beat Oklahoma, was it, in the College World Series?
That's correct, yeah.
So, yeah, sure, you get your powerhouses, and there are certainly good baseball programs there, but a lot of other good ones in places that you wouldn't necessarily look for.
Lopez down 1-2. 0 for 3 for Ethan Lopez today. Primo, 6 feet 200. Good stature on the mound as a pitcher.
Moves quick, too.
That's high. It's ball 2.
I can always appreciate a pitcher that works quickly, A, from my baseball fandom, but B, from my working in baseball.
This is hit to left. Hit pretty deep.
Get out of here.
Back is the left fielder. Turning around. Gone.
Let there be life, Tyler. Let there be life.
The Vibes will not be shut out. They get one back here in the ninth off the bat of Ethan Lopez, his first as a 2022 Vibe.
Interesting at bat. He had him down 2 strikes and just stayed in there, fouled off a couple tough pitches, and got a hanging breaking ball and did not miss it.
And now Unknown. Unknown is 1 for 3 today. Singled all the way back in the second inning. At that point, it was a 1-0 ball game. Takes a strike.
It's a good pitch. 2-seam, something cutting away from Mike. Caught that corner on the outside.
It's fouled out of the glove of the catcher Pereira. It's a pretty good shot off the bat. I don't know if we have numbers on it. And that's strike 3 to Mike Unknown. That went 390 to left field. Thanks to Jake Bear for getting those numbers for us.
Sometimes I wish we had a camera here in the booth. That would have been a good one to get on camera.
Strike 1.
Some sign language going on.
Sort of wish I almost took ASL in college. This is to right. Over is Taylor. This might be it. And it is. It's the final out of the game at 3:29 p.m. We'll take a quick break. We'll wrap up the totals. And we'll have our post-game show on the other side. You're watching Vibes Baseball on YouTube. Welcome back to UC Health Park. Tyler Peterson with you. Final score of today's game, it's the Billings Mustangs with a 10-1 victory. 10 runs on 11 hits, no errors for the visiting Mustangs. 1 run on 6 hits and 2 errors for the Rocky Mountain Vibes. Winning pitcher is Sean Kiley. He is now 2-0 after a tremendous start. 6 innings, 4 hits allowed, no runs, a walk and a strikeout. Losing pitcher is Brett Irwin, and a, let's say, average, not bad day. 4 innings, allowed 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. He takes the loss. Ball game was 2 hours and 56 minutes in total in front of a crowd of 1667 on this matinee Wednesday game. We started at 12:33, ended at 3:29. Well, early runs for the Mustangs. They got 1 in the first off a double from Jordan Hovey. Then in the third, Jackson Raper brought 2 in on a 2-run double. They added another in the fourth on a sac fly. Then in the fifth, they scored 3 off of Tommy Caulfield, added a 4th off Caulfield in the 6th. And that was their 10 runs of the ball game. And all throughout, Kiley kept these Vibes off the board, never allowed more than 1 base runner on base until the 5th. And then the bullpen between Pilot, Harris, and DePrimo, only allowed 2 hits in the final 3 innings. And it was only because of Ethan Lopez's home run in the 9th, his first of the season, that the Vibes will not be shut out today. All in all, a fairly dominant game by Billings, and we will get to see much more of this team as this series continues. It'll continue tomorrow with a 6:30 start on Thursday night. I believe it will be Jorge Leo going against, let's see, is it Elijah McGill? It will be, no, instead it'll be the lefty, Darian Raggins. So Raggins versus Leo. And then on tap for Friday's game, it'll be Yoanji Perez, the Southern Division's reigning pitcher of the week, against Yasir Laureano. So we look forward to more of this series. New Vibes are now 4-2. The team overall is 8-21. I want to say thank you to Zeke Sanders, our technical director, back in our lacrosse studios. Hayden Everhart, Christian, one of our cameramen, and Enda Mangan as well, our other camera person. We thank you all for watching. Again, the final score tonight was Mustangs 10, Vibes 1. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good rest of your Wednesday afternoon and evening.